3,
2,
1.
1.
Monkey
Bars.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Quick and Butter podcast. My name is Al,
My name is Jesse.
aka Thick.
Yeah, I'm better.
And this is episode 88 of the podcast. Thank you for joining us on this lovely today?
Wednesday? Yeah.
Well, I don't know when you're fucking listening to this.
It's
Tuesday,
Wednesday in the present
Wednesday.
time.
Yeah, during the present time. Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Before we get started, I just want to say if you haven't listened to episode 87, where we did the Twilight Saga,
Yeah.
part 2 of our journey into the Twilight Saga, we did that with Zach Korea, which was fucking one of my favorite podcasts yet, to be honest.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Ridiculous and hilarious, and talk about Breaking Down Part 2. We're going to be continuing to do that once every month. You guys are aware. Also, if you're not already, subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter and all that jazz. This episode is sponsored by Bud Light. If you weren't aware, but I don't have any Bud Light, so I'm drinking Blue Moon. I'm sure Bud Light will really like that.
Yeah, and I have a mason jar.
Orange juice
In a mason jar. Yeah,
I love orange juice.
I do too. I'm a big fan of putting vodka in it as well.
Yeah, favorite juice. Go.
My favorite juice, apple juice, dude. No question. Are you kidding me? Don't fuck around with me. What's my favorite fucking juice? How many contenders are there really?
Juice.
What's your favorite juice?
Orange juice. For sure.
I mean, okay, I feel like apple juice and orange juice are the only contenders.
Apple juice? What are you talking about? Cranberry juice, grape juice, fucking lemon juice?
Who's gonna say like they like those things better than orange juice or apple juice?
I don't know. That's the bro. I don't know. That's why I asked you that question.
I would be a little bit scared if someone said cranberry juice.
Have you ever had prune juice?
No, I don't think I have. I would try it though. I would try it.
It's like not as bad as you think it. Prunes are actually pretty good. I like prunes.
I feel like prunes are the things I've only had, like the shriveled up ball sack looking kind of prunes. Yeah. I've never had like a. Does a prune look like a plum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plums are good. Dude, plums are good. Are there plum? Is there plum juice? Is there plum juice? I've never seen plum juice.
I would
assume
before. So. Like
you gotta.
You can juice anything.
And a plum's juicy as fuck. There's a lot of juice in a plum.
Yeah, there's definitely plum juice for sure.
I've never had it.
I've never had to be like, hey, you want a glass of plum juice?
Plum juice? Why? What's going on? Where is plum juice?
Yeah.
I feel
Pineapple
like
juice?
Pineapple juice is pretty good. I want to look up plum juice. I'm like genuinely curious now. Like why is there no plum juice? Why no plum juice? Plum juice?
Yeah.
Plum juice?
Real.
Question mark?
Plum organic. Yeah, that's real.
Plum. Is this just in my grocery store and I don't realize it? Do you know this about me, that I am the least observant person in the world?
Yeah.
Do you know that about me? Yeah.
100%.
I when I go and drive around my neighborhood, every single day I discover a new thing.
That's
my neighborhood.
Awesome, though.
Yeah, it is. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah. Recently, I got on the freeway and I discovered the buildings across the street from the freeway. And then after discovering those buildings, beyond those buildings, there's mountains, obviously. But before you get to the mountains, there's actually these beautiful, really big foothills. And they're not small, dude. They're fucking massive. They're the sides of buildings. Really? And I've never seen them before, but they're wonderful.
Have you been to Denver yet?
No.
yeah, you should.
I know.
How far away is it? 40 minutes?
Yeah, it's like 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Yeah. I guess there's literally no reason to go to Denver.
Yeah.
You know,
there's a couple. I feel like there was something recently that even I saw that we were like, oh yeah, we got to go to Denver.
the only reason you go, like, I mean,
art museum.
If COVID was art museum. If COVID wasn't happening,
Yeah.
concerts would be there. Movie theaters.
Oh, that'd be so sweet. There's Red Rock. The Red Rock.
I think you'll have like. I think you'll have. I mean, I don't know how long you're going to live there for, but I mean,
yeah,
like you'll definitely have some time there post COVID. I think.
Hopefully the summer, right? Like, hopefully we'll get vaccinated this
hopefully.
summer,
My mom
and we
is fully
can.
vaccinated.
Oh, good for her. Well, she's like one of the people who's like giving out the vaccine, so she better get one.
Yeah. Also, my grandparents are also vaccinated too.
Hell yeah! So saving America.
It's happening.
Hell yeah!
It's happening. Thank the
yeah. Lord. My dad and stepdad. No, my dad and my stepmom.
Whoa!
Guess how my parents got divorced?
Oh man, dude! Oh man, what if somebody did tell you that?
What that they got?
Like our parents got divorced. Like, oh, like how that happened? Like, oh my God, it's gay. Would you?
Yeah.
Would you laugh? Because it would be hard for me not to.
Like, I know that happens, but I would still.
I know it has to.
It would probably make me chuckle. You know, I've only seen that in stories. Really, I've never seen it happen in real life, but I'm sure it happens.
I've only heard it like jokes. I don't know anybody.
Right. I would probably laugh. I probably would. It would just, you'd have to read their facial expression.
You know, it'd be really funny. I bet this has definitely happened. This is kind of a serious thing. I guess maybe.
Okay. Let's get real.
I bet that's actually happened to people over the age of about 50. Because I bet there's a lot of there's definitely a lot of closeted gay people over 50 for sure. That finally felt like that they could tell their wives.
That's 100% true.
I've been fucking this dude, okay?
Yeah.
On the other side, you know, so
that's probably why we hear it so much more in our stories and in jokes, because like we're listening to the people where it really happened to them, but to us we just hear it in stories because people, it's so much more okay to be gay, just straight up.
Absolutely, yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's actually kind of cool to be gay.
Yeah, a little bit. Gay people are pretty neat. You suck dick, I'd fuck with that.
Sure, man. Sure. Oh, we wanted to ask a question.
Yeah.
What are the 7 wonders of the world?
We can't look this up. We have to make our guesses first.
Well, no, I'm gonna look it up, and I want you to guess.
Okay, sure.
You just said that you're the most unobservant.
I am unobservant, and I'm very stupid too. So this will be good.
I don't know. All right, so okay, wait. Well, there's the weird thing. There's a lot of them. So okay, I have a lot.
Is there 7?
No, I mean I think there's like things that are added. I don't think that there's wonders of the world anymore. I think there's people the wonders of the world society added more, I guess.
How many are there now?
There looks like there's about like 14.
Oh my God!
I want you to name 5.
Okay, I'll name 5. Okay, I'll name 5. And these 5 can be any of the 14, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But then I want to know what first after I answer these 5. Okay. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Okay. So my question, I know Great Wall of China's one. That's definitely one.
Yeah.
Machu Picchu, I'm guessing is another one.
Yeah.
The Colosseum.
Yeah.
Okay. Statue of Liberty. I would think.
No. Definitely not. Do I have to pull that? The Statue of Liberty? No. That's strike 1.
Okay, how many? I've guessed 3, right?
3.
I only guessed 2.
Right, yeah.
What were my three? Great Wall of China,
Great Wall of
Colosseum.
China, Machu Picchu, and the Coliseum.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What
You
else?
can definitely get fine.
Oh, the pyramids. The pyramids.
Yeah,
Duh.
100%. Yeah.
Obviously. And I just need one more to not be a fool.
One more.
Okay, what could it be? What's in Mexico? Like the Aztecian, what is that thing called? The Aztecian thingy. Aztec shrine. Aztec pyramid. The ziggurat, dude. The fucking ziggurat. It's not?
I'm
Why?
gonna give you a hint. This one's
Okay.
really easy.
Okay.
It's Indian.
Huh?
It's in India.
Oh, fuck. I feel like I should know this like immediately.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Hold on, I might be the idiot. Is this in India?
I gotta think about this.
India.
I'm sure I have to know what this is.
Yeah, it's India. Yeah.
Oh man, dude. I'm just trying to think. I'm just trying to think of like big places, like big things.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
You'll get it if I give you. It's a building. It's a think on the like it's a building. Think on the White House level of like building.
Of like the White House level of America, like the White House of
like the White House, like it's a building similar to that
in India.
Yes.
Oh man, dude, I'm so I don't think I
what is it? All, man.
Oh my god, yeah, obvious, dude. It's been a long.
Gonna be like the first one that you
I have not thought about the Taj Mahal in a long time. I forgot that was I forgot that was a real thing.
Really, really cool. I don't want to go to India.
Oh, I totally forgot that was like, man, that's so weird. I totally forgot that existed.
Yeah.
So what are the actual 7 wonders of the world? Like the OG 7?
Let's see. Yeah, let me look that up. I'll look up the 7 wonders of the world. Okay. So yeah, Taj Mahal, the Colosseum, which I have seen. So I'm seeing one. I'm seeing the Colosseum, which is insane. It's one of those things that you hear about people be like, yeah, everybody goes to the Colosseum. It's pretty fucking cool. I mean,
I would love to go.
The outside of it is pretty fucking cool as shit, but inside of it is really cool because it's just otherworldly.
I gotta travel out of this country, dude. It's ridiculous that I've never been out of the country.
We will. We'll go. Machu Picchu. This one is cool. Christ of the Redeemer, which is in Brazil, and it's a Christ statue. Here.
Oh, it's big as fuck.
Yeah, really big. And it's in Brazil. That looks really, really cool. Chichen Itza.
Huh?
Oh, wait, is this what you...
Yeah, the ziggurat.
Oh, you did get it right, then. You just didn't call it right.
I didn't know. That's what was in my brain. I had no idea that's what it was called, though. I had no idea.
And then Petra, which is
I've heard of that, but I don't know what it is.
That's a historical archaeology city in southern Jordan. What?
Southern Jordan. Wait, show me a picture. I want to see. What does it look like? Whoa, it's like, dude, that's like Indiana Jones. Is that where they filmed Indiana Jones?
I don't know. It looks like that, huh?
But they based it on that.
It's believed that the area around Petra was inhabited as early as 7,000 BC.
Whoa.
Access to the city is through a 1.2 kilometer long gorge. Holy shit, dude!
Wow,
it had remained unknown to the world from Jordan until it was rediscovered in 1812.
That's fucked up. We don't know shit, man.
The Great Wall of China. Yeah, the Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
So,
in the Taj Mahal.
Wow, Petra is really cool.
Oh, yeah, you said that was first. That was first. That was first.
So those are the 7. Those are the OG 7.
So what's the new 7? I know there's a big Buddha somewhere. Isn't there a big Buddha somewhere?
Big Buddha. The big Buddha.
A real big Buddha. I see that.
The lighthouse in Alexandria, that's in Egypt. Looks really cool.
Wait, where were the Great Pyramids? Those weren't on the OG 7?
Yeah, I guess not. I guess those were added, which is kind of fucking wild.
What? What?
That's something that is, I literally just, I need to go. I need
Yeah.
to see it. I don't know if that'll ever happen though, because Egypt is not, they don't want us there.
Yeah.
I don't think.
You
It's a
know,
little dangerous to go there.
if it gets to the point where like I haven't traveled for most of my life because like I'm just like working or just don't get the chance to go, I'll make a pact that like by the end days of my life, by the time I'm 80, it's just like, all right, put me in the wheelchair, put me on the plane, and take
Yeah.
me to all the cool places. You know,
Yeah.
just keep me alive. If it kills me, that's fine,
I
dude.
would
Just
love
take me to all
to.
the cool
I would
places.
love to say at the end of my life that I saw all the wonders of the world. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because like all the that means you travel the world. I've gone to places. I've gone to Europe and I've gone to Costa Rica a couple times.
Yeah.
I've gone to Puerto Rico, which is really fun.
Yeah.
That's a weird place, right? Because it's an American territory, so it's Puerto Rico's an interesting place. I wish I went there when I was older. I was kind of younger when I went there. I think I would
Hmm.
appreciate it a lot more now, culturally. I haven't traveled. I was excited to go to Europe. I was supposed to go to Europe, for a long time this summer.
Yeah. This summer.
I was
Yeah.
really excited to go because I'm at a certain age where I think I would actually appreciate uh, things a lot more, how people, act, and, study, like, being immersed in a different culture for a little bit.
Yeah.
I think, um, when I was in high school, I didn't really appreciate that as much as, it was more like going to stops, but I was excited to go with my friends and literally being on a train, get off the train, and we're in fucking Berlin. You
Yeah.
know, that's
Dude.
cool,
Yeah.
man. We have no we have no plans and what we're doing or where we're going or what to see. We're just in Berlin and
Yeah.
we're
That's
just gonna try
sick.
to
That's
figure it out.
sick.
That's really what I think a Europe trip should be.
I agree.
I've gone to Italy and I love my Italy trip, but you know, I think I went with my family, but I think with my parents, I think they felt obligated to bring their kids kind of to the Vatican and the Colosseum and
The
stuff like that.
trademark places.
Yeah, which I
The
think like
trademark?
as an adult, I was the trademark, the landmark.
Landmark. Yeah.
If I were to go by myself or with friends, it would be I would be that would be the last thing I was interested in. I
Yeah.
would want to
Yeah.
go like visit some small, weird ice cream shop and
Yeah,
then
because that's what you want when you travel,
yeah,
right? You don't want the tourist experience where you're just because then it just turns into a product that you're being
exactly
sold. You want
right,
to be able to be
yeah,
immersed into like what does it kind of feel like to be
yeah.
in this completely different place than where I grew
Um,
up in?
Also like I went to London. London is awesome. London's a really cool. London's really cool.
I've seen a
I had a
shit ton
lot of
of
fun.
TV set in London.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit ton, dude.
I also been to Wales, which is really cool. It's like basically the countryside of the United Kingdom.
I want to go to England and I want to go where Alan Moore is and I want to camp out on the street where Alan Moore lives. Alan Moore and try to just see him. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to ruin his day, dude.
Just
I don't
see
want
him.
to ruin Alan Moore's day. I just want to sit across the street, go over and be like, "There he is." Maybe snap like a quick like underside pic
Uh,
that kind of obscures his face and only shows his beard, so it's just like that's obviously Alan Moore,
yeah.
but I didn't fuck up his day. That's why I want to go. That's what I want to go
Yeah.
to England for.
Um,
Britain.
I saw. What's weird? I just realized. Why isn't Stonehenge on a?
Yeah, what the
But
fuck?
I saw that.
You
That was
did?
wild. Yeah,
Wow.
that's in Wales.
Oh,
Dude, that was.
I don't think I ever knew that.
Yeah,
I thought that
yeah. Not a
Stonehenge
lot
was
of
more
people.
in Europe.
Not a lot of people. Well, it is in Europe.
Obvious. Yeah, right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
But like, yeah, I don't think that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Wales. It's kind of
You know, that's
dude.
actually
Dude, have you ever looked at the Welsh language?
no, isn't it wild?
Dude, it is hilariously crazy. It makes no sense. It's like there's like no vowels. It's like, bro, how do I even say this word? And then when you hear it, like I listened to it, I remember one of my favorite things. It's also funny what you remember too, because
Uh-huh.
like when I went to Italy and Wales and London, the things that I remember the most are these little moments, like these little kind
Yeah,
of
right.
like weird kind of like I remember like Stonehenge was fucking amazing. I remember that really well. But I went to a bunch of different places, but what I really remember is listening to Welsh radio because it was
Yeah.
insane. Because it was like it sounded like aliens speaking. You know,
Yeah.
because like I'm taking Italian, I'm taking, you know, Spanish, you know, and even like German and like some of these languages, you can kind of pick up on kind of words and kind of pick up on. You might not know what they're saying, but you kind of get what's being communicated, maybe. You know,
Yeah.
well, this I was like, bro, what in the fuck are they even like? What are they even doing? Like, what are they even saying?
Dude,
You know?
isn't like having different languages are just so trippy to me. I think about it. Like I've never been that interested in learning different languages, but I think about it every once in a while, and it just sort of trips me out to think about
It is
like
trippy.
man, not every people speak different languages, and those
People,
people were on different continents and just decided it's just like, well, we need to communicate, because
yeah,
we need civilized society,
yeah.
obviously. So let's figure out some words. Gato, el perro. How do you say
I know,
cow?
right?
How do you say cow in any language other than English?
Uh, I used to know Spanish, like, okay,
I can't believe I took German. I don't know how to say cow in German or
like,
Chinese. Those are the two languages I know how to
you took
speak.
Chinese, you took
I took
Chinese.
Chinese in high school.
That's
And
hard as shit.
I don't know. It was hard. It
Yeah.
was very
My
hard.
sister
Yeah.
took it in high school. It was hard as
Oh, that's
fuck.
cool.
Yeah.
Did she like it?
Yeah, she really liked it. Yeah, she really, really liked it.
It's a fascinating language, but there's always that teacher in high school or anywhere,
Yeah,
anywhere you go, there's always that teacher who's like just like a senile fuck. And
yeah,
the
yeah.
senile fuck it was in my high school, and he was funny as hell. He was
Yeah.
funny as hell. It was an adventure to be in Chinese 1 and Chinese 2 in high school.
I had fun. Like, I was always like, when I took Spanish in middle school and then Italian uh, in high school. I never took those classes seriously, so
Yeah.
I would just goof off like a
Yeah, me
lot,
too, dude. Me
and
too.
like,
Yeah.
but like the teachers always liked me because I was just like I would I was doing okay, like I did fine,
Yeah.
but like whenever I was asked to speak, I would like sound like such like the American speaking like Italian.
Italian.
One of my favorite memories ever is like I took Italian with my one in Max and for like 3 years. And dude, like it was the fact that we passed is insane because
Yeah.
we would literally just like goof off, like we just not even pay attention. But there was a class like multiple times where she told us to make films, like we would make like short
Oh, I
films.
think
And
you've
we
told
had
me
to,
about this before.
dude, that was so okay. I need to like find.
I would love
I
you're
don't know if
speaking
I have it.
Italian?
Yes,
I
and
I will need to
it
see
was
that.
definitely one of the. It was like the first short film that I ever made.
That's
Basically, well,
hysterical.
no, I did tons when I was like really really little, but
Yeah.
like like
Where you
but
put
yeah,
creative effort into
yeah,
it.
creative effort. And so, but like it was so fucking funny. And apparently, I found out like when I got to college that um that like I was like a sophomore in high school and I was talking to Max's sister and she takes Italian and she goes, "Are you guys aware that this is Barani was the teacher's name? Are you guys aware that she like when we do that assignment, like she's been doing this for multiple years, that when that assignment happens, she shows your video as an example of what to do."
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, what?
Wow.
So apparently our video was like a like a relic. It was like a myth of the school. It was really funny.
Dude, you've been
When I heard that, I was like, oh my god, man! Like, I wonder, like, because you think about like all the presentations and all the things that maybe you did that were recorded that you were submitting
yeah,
to class. You're like, bro, how many like do they like are kids now watching like eighth grade
dude, that's a good
presentation
point.
on
That's a good point.
reduce, reuse, recycle? You know, are they watching that? That is some weird shit in eighth grade.
I remember the first time I had a moment like that in high school because like I was like I'm an intelligent and pretty creative kid, especially in high school, but
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person where I'm a real slow kind of grower. So my creative potential, I look really fucking stupid until close to the end. So like for high school and stuff, for all of middle school, in middle school, my mom told me this recently. This is actually funny. My mom told me recently I went to a Waldorf school, which was not a typical kind of elementary school, but was really great for learning and shit. But it didn't really prepare me for traditional school. So when
Yeah.
I went into middle school, people didn't know what the fuck to do with me, and I was in the midst of puberty, so I was angsty as all hell.
I think
And
we kind of bonded over that. I think
yeah,
because when I went, yeah, because I went to like a school for deaf kids before I went
yeah,
to
right.
middle school, so I definitely had that experience where it was like I had to adjust. You know, it was
Yeah, it was a
definitely
huge adjustment to me. It was
yeah,
like entering into the real world for the
yeah,
first time,
yeah,
similar to being deaf. I mean, very different, obviously, but
yeah,
similar.
yeah. Well, it
But
wasn't
the
even
thing,
like being deaf, and it was like, you know, I went to school with only deaf kids.
yeah, that's
So
very crazy. Yeah,
it was a different experience, you know?
yeah,
And it was like 10 people in my fucking grade, dude.
yeah,
When I was
yeah.
like for the first like 5 or 6 years of my schooling, you know?
That's a crazy
And you
transition.
just jump into like 20 people in your class, you know?
Yeah, but when I went to middle school, all my
And they
teachers
all
didn't
have ears
know.
and could hear.
Yeah,
Like, what?
but in middle school, people didn't know what to do with me because I was so angsty. And my mom told me recently that they
I
thought they
couldn't see that at all.
I know. Well, that's because in the transition from sixth grade to seventh grade, I had a total like transformation.
Sure,
And
yeah.
and in sixth grade, people would like teacher conference with my mom and my dad and say like, I think you might need like a special ed course. Like this kid, there's something wrong with this kid. And then in seventh grade, like I got through puberty. You know, I grew like
Yeah.
4 inches, and then at the end of the year of like my
You
middle
got some
school
hair on your
years.
balls.
I got some
Yeah.
hair on my balls, and I won like the Eagle Award, which is like the most improved student. You know, like
Bro,
growth
I
on it.
did too.
You're serious? That's
Not then.
hilarious.
In high school, I did.
Yeah, but like that kind of award. And my
Yeah,
mom was making
yeah.
fun of these teachers because every teacher at the middle school was like, "Oh, I did that." My mom's like, "That was stupid. It was puberty, you dumbasses."
It was him being, you know, growing up. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I had another point besides that, something to do with high school, but I can't
That's
remember what it
funny.
was. Oh, I do remember what it was. It was because because when I started high school, in middle school and starting high school, I was shit at writing. I hated to write. And then I remember I started my sophomore year and I took my writing class. It was a really great teacher, one of my favorite writing teachers ever. And we did our first writing assignment where we were writing an introductory paragraph, and I wasn't thinking about it at all. She gave good instructions and I just
Yeah.
wrote it. And the next time I went to class, she was like, let me show a couple of extraordinary examples of how to write
Oh
an introduction
shit.
paragraph.
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah,
paying attention because
yeah.
this is when all like the fuckos, you know, are
Yeah.
awarded,
Right.
the try hard pansy ass bitches. And the first person she said was just like, the best introductory paragraph I have read
Yeah.
in so far is Jesse Lanier for this book, Blood Horses. And I was like, are you talking about me? Are you
Did
talking about
you
me?
you know, I feel like every like student has that moment, especially when you're
Absolutely.
young. That means when you're young, like that means like the world, you know,
Yeah.
like it's pretty interesting. Now you look back on
I
that,
was
you're
I
like,
was fucking dude, I was fucking pissed when shit like that happened to me.
really?
Like, and again, this is another story of this happening in middle school.
I
I
think it
went
means the
from
world in terms of like wow, that felt great, or like embarrassed, you know,
yeah,
completely just like I think there's
yeah.
two types of people.
For me, like in middle school, this is the best example of how I reacted to shit like that. Because in middle school, again, I was angsty kid, didn't really want to engage, didn't do my homework, any fucking thing like that. Wasn't very good. Wasn't like I was just angry and inside of myself. And then by the end
Yeah.
of the year, the last semester,
Was that
they were
sixth grade?
yeah, sixth
I
grade.
was definitely new to
And then
sixth
in
grade.
eighth grade, they were announcing the honor rolls, and it was just like I wasn't paying attention. Honor rolls was for
Oh, yeah, yeah,
fuckos, right?
I didn't
I
even,
don't care at
yeah.
all. And they were announcing it, and they waited till the very end, and the headmaster of the school was like, and these are the last people I saved for last because I am so proud of them for being able to do the hustle to put this on here. And they named a couple other names, and the last fucking name was Jesse Lanier. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Wait,
I
so
don't
wait,
want to
so
be."
wait, so you weren't happy? You
No,
were,
I was pissed as fuck. I accidentally got onto the
yeah.
honor roll, and I was so angry about it.
Accidentally got on the honor roll.
I because
It's so funny.
because it groups you with the crowd. You're like part of the honor roll crowd. It's like, no, dude, this
You
is
know, I
not
didn't
who I
like that
am.
either. I don't, dude, I don't even remember. That was me more in high school because I mean I talked definitely on this podcast before. Is the farther I get away from that high school, I didn't say I don't want to say hate, but I really did not like the high school that I went to. Just
Yeah,
I probably made the wrong decision, but the middle school was a lot more fun. So I actually felt like if
that's
I
so funny. I had a way funner, more fun in middle school too. I feel like that's
yeah, well I
unusual.
think like did you go to a public school at all, or did you go to a
No, I
private school
actually,
at all?
I never,
Did you
I've
go
been
to the
privatized the
same?
whole
Was it the
way.
same? Like, because so what happened was I went to three different schools. So I went
Okay.
to the deaf school for for the first like 5 6 years.
I feel like this is like a first date conversation where we're
I
like
know, right?
unpacking our
Yeah,
personalities. It's like, would I
and
like this
then
person? Anyways,
and
go on.
then and then in middle school. Well, in fifth grade, I started going to a public school, the public school here.
Yeah.
Um,
So for
but
middle school, you were in public school.
yes, middle school,
Okay.
all from middle school. And then in high school, my two closest friends were going to Swift Academy, which is like the private school in my hometown that a
Gotcha.
lot of the school, and it's a really good school, whatever that means. But it's
Yeah.
good high school,
Probably
uh,
like college prep. Good.
yes, college prep stuff like that. And my two best friends were going there, so then I met at college school. So it's kind of like and my sister already went there. She started there in first grade, and she was
Okay.
going there.
I was confused
So
because she was younger. It's like,
yeah,
how did
so
that happen?
I was kind of like, all right, might as well. I mean, well, my
Yeah.
sister already goes
Yeah.
there, and
Yeah.
my friends. I did not. My type of personality was not because
College prep.
I went because a lot of the kids there they grow up in that school. They grow up in this this bubble, man, this
Yeah.
fucking bubble. And I went to, the deaf the school for hearing and speech was in the middle of the city. I mean, it was like I would
Mm-hmm.
go on a
Mm-hmm.
bus every day when I was like 5 by myself,
Whoa.
5 6, go on a bus by myself, and like, I had a bus driver to come to my house, but like I was very, you know, it was I'm glad that I had those experiences when I was young, and it was definitely like
Yeah.
all these different types of people, that I was exposed to at a very, 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 very young age. And then middle school and public school, same thing. It's much bigger. It's much so many different walks of life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I clicked with a lot more people there. I had like a lot of fun in middle school. And that's when I started skateboarding and kind of like play basketball and like kind of really form my identity in
Yeah.
middle school.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
my friends and I left, I went to like a school that was more preppy, more like I don't even know what to say. It was more the kids there were more like bubble boys. They didn't really,
Yeah.
like dad had a trust fund. You like polo? Yeah, I like polo too. Uh, and I remember how much I looked at him because I remember I was 13, 14, freshman year. I remember like there was a dress code at the school, kinda. It was like no jeans, no. The thing that I thought was so fucking weird was there was a dress code, but it wasn't even uniforms. It was like no jeans. I'm like, why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Like really, why?
Yeah,
You know,
seriously.
like what? Like I could wear fucking khakis,
The dress
but I
code
can't
in
wear jeans. Like
the
what
dress code
universe are you talking about?
the dress code in my high school, we were a very liberal high school, was that the girls had to wear panties, which was literally a conversation that had to be had
Yeah,
in my school,
right,
which is
right.
really funny looking back on it because
Yeah, right.
apparently there was some girls not wearing panties and wearing skirts, and like you could see
Yeah,
their
there was
like
that my high
their
school
high
had
school
a
vages.
major, major, major problem with that.
What? Like
Yeah.
revealing
Well,
vaginas?
no, it was like so the dress code was like if the skirt was a certain length,
Yeah.
you had the chains or they had like the girls had like many rules in it. Like I remember having a lot of female friends and my sister, had like a lot of butting of heads with, because they look fine, they look
Yeah, yeah.
not like they're fucking their asses hanging out, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they
That
look
was
fine,
that was
you know.
luckily our school was kind of like the better problem with that because they were so liberal that you could wear whatever the fuck you wanted,
Yeah,
but there was just a couple of people who literally did have their vag hanging out, and it's
yeah,
just like
that's not
okay,
a
like just
that's a problem.
cover
But
up your
yeah,
vagina. We don't
yeah,
care, but
right,
just
yeah,
cover it
right.
up.
That's a problem.
Um,
Yeah,
but
I understand that, but this was like extremely strict. It
it's
was basically
ridiculous for like girls to get punished for
because
like
well,
their
here's the
skirts
annoying part
length.
about this. If you want to be, just have us wear uniforms. If it really means that much to you, just
Yeah, yeah,
have us
right.
wear the same thing because you won't have any problem. You know,
I think it's so
but I remember the first
ridiculous.
day I would go, I went in. I was a skater at the time. I was like
Yeah,
14. I was a fucking. I still am kind of, but like
a
I was
little
dressing
bit.
in flannels. I was dressing in like kind of like baggy, kind of shorts and like Nikes, and
Yeah.
I was a skater kid. So I would go and I did not look like anybody. Because everybody was
Yeah.
wearing
Yeah.
polos and kind of like fucking Sperry's. Those
Yeah,
shoes are.
no. Oh, dude, yeah, total. I went to prep
Okay,
school
I'm
too.
gonna
I
say
am
one
very
thing.
familiar with
I'm gonna say
Sperry's.
one thing. Who in the fuck are you trying to kill your foot? Like they are the most uncomfortable. I remember I bought those. I remember I bought those to like fit in. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, dude, fuck those shoes like because they're boat shoes, bro. You can buy like I just and also they look fucking stupid. Like they look
Yeah.
stupid. Just wear Vans. Look cool. You're a fucking 16-year-old kid. Like,
Yeah.
why are you wearing Sperry's? You fuck. I never understood that. I was like, I don't really like, and that's also just not my personality. I think a
Yeah.
lot of dress shoes have a kind of a place, obviously, but like wearing
I'm
them
I, I'm
to like
vehemently against dress
hang
shoes.
out, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna wear a suit, like, yeah,
Yeah.
it looks good. Like, you're trying to
Yeah.
look, good. But, like, bro, I
You
don't,
know, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. Like I don't understand like why wear dress regalia when you don't have to. I do have to say though, um like our basically I'm thinking about Anthony, our good friend Anthony, which Anthony, if you're listening to
dude,
this, we
no,
love you deeply. But like
he,
that guy's proper as fuck, but it's so genuine
no,
to
no, no,
who
no,
he
no.
is.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying, this is just me personally. I don't,
I agree, yeah. But
bro,
no, but the other thing
Anthony is, I love Anthony so much. We love him, but dude, he is one of the most good, like, well dressed and good looking people I fucking know. Like,
it's
I'm not
true.
even
It's true.
kidding.
Yeah.
Bro, look at what I'm wearing.
it's also he maybe
I'm a slob. Bro, he's way better put together than me. I just like wearing comfortable things, and that's
yeah.
comfortable for him, you
Yeah.
know. And like, I just thought it was weird. I didn't like the idea of like the cult thing where
Yeah, that's the thing.
everybody
That's it. Yeah.
very everything was, well, you didn't have a distinct style. You
Yeah,
didn't
and
have.
that was
I remember
and
like my friends that I would make in high school would always
yeah.
say to me, they still say to me this day, like, "Man, I love your style." I'm like, bro, I I fucking go to I remember this specific time I almost like was in tears laughing, like holding laughter because I'm
Uh-huh.
wearing this flannel that I got from Costco. And somebody was like, "Bro, I love your style, man." I'm like, I got this at Costco, but
Yeah.
okay, so it doesn't fucking matter,
Which
it doesn't matter at all. Like,
that's the funny thing about style,
I
It
got
you
this for $10.
because style is all about like people are drawn to style when it's like when it expresses something about who you are, when
Yeah,
it has
exactly. Yeah, right.
personality and
Yeah,
shit. And
right.
it's like I don't know much about the fashion field. I think there is like a
Yeah,
level about that for fashion design, but that's
yeah,
different
sure.
than like everyday kind of style,
Yeah,
that kind of
right.
thing.
Yeah,
And in high school it's so obvious because you see these people trying to fit in, and then you have like a couple of people who are just like wearing their clothes that they want to and wearing who
right.
they are, and it's like so much cooler because it's genuine and
Yeah.
like and
I know
authentic,
it was
and
that was such
everyone responds to
an
that.
eye opening thing to me that people
Yeah.
tell me that because I put I mean I there's some times where I do put effort into it, you know. I like it, but like
Yeah.
you know if you see my shoe color, sorry, if you see we just burp and fart on this podcast. If you don't like that, click
Dude,
off.
the best thing about that is that you were mid sentence and you tricked right through it. It was like a champ. Listen, I've done this before. I know how to deal with this. We keep going.
I apologize if you just got ear raped by my friend. Um, but I mean, if you see, if, my friends know I have a ridiculous shoe collection. I love shoes.
Ridiculous.
I have a fascination with shoes, and and I think a lot of that comes from like growing up. My two favorite activities were skateboarding and basketball, which are two
Shoe heavy,
shoe
dude.
heavy.
Shoe
So I
heavy.
think I was immersed in shoe culture. I love I'm not opposed to fashion at all. Like I have no qualms with the fashion like
I like
industry
clothes.
or
I like
anything.
clothes.
You look like people who like wear, Gucci or Supreme. I don't really care. That's
Yeah.
if you want to do that, that's cool. I will say if it looks like shit, like if I think a Gucci shit thing looks like shit, I'm not gonna like it because it's Gucci. And I think there's a
Yeah.
lot of people out there that are like slaves to the brand.
Yeah, well,
And
it's the
I don't
status.
really,
It's the status thing that's gross.
yeah,
I
right,
find
right.
it's just like when you're doing this, it's like I wear Gucci, so I'm like I did it. I'm there.
Yeah, I mean that's totally. I mean, if you were wealthy and you had a Gucci, shirt, you're like, I bought it because I thought it looked cool and it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, cool, man, more power
The,
to you.
the
But
thing to me is like
if you wear it all day, it's just weird to like walk around. Like it's weird. I'm maybe a little hypocritical because I definitely am loyal to certain shoe brands. Like I for a long time
yeah,
I would only buy the certain type of skate shoe because I was
yeah.
loyal to it and I felt that it was my favorite, so I bought a lot of them. I have a lot of this one shoe.
It's hard to not be loyal to brands in this day and age. You're loyal to some kind of brand, but the thing
Yeah.
with like a Gucci brand or these specialty items that's fucked up is like the overpricing of materials that just aren't
Yeah.
worth that much.
Yeah.
Like Kanye selling white T-shirts for however much he
Right.
did.
Right.
Or like a lot of these
Right.
Gucci. The thing I always think about is just like, dude, don't you sweat? You're gonna spend $70 or like
right?
$300 on that shirt. You're gonna sweat, dude.
Yeah.
Like what? Like you're just gonna be anxious all day, you know. And you're gonna buy a shirt that's $300 and then wear an undershirt that's $20 or $25 and sweat in your undershirt. And then take off your exterior, which is, to me, like, I might be explaining that and people might be like, yeah, that's what I do. It's like, if that's what you do, that's totally fine. To me, that sounds crazy. That's like, why would I do that?
Too much effort, man.
I mean, like I wear undershirts too, not to shit on that. I wear undershirts too.
I don't sweat as much as you do.
I sweat a shit ton. I told you about second puberty. I talked about second puberty on this podcast before.
For sure.
It sucks, dude. It sucks. I don't wear any of my t-shirts because I'm just wet all the time. It's annoying.
Have you ever in high school, did you ever have, because I remember when you were growing up, there were always times where, like, I would take a risk, you know? Would be like, you know, I'm gonna wear this today, you know? And then you go to school. You know, there's definitely been times like that, especially in middle school when I was like more of a skater guy, and I was definitely wanted to like look a certain way. But that's just like, that's part of like experimenting when you're young, right?
I have a couple of those stories. Two of them come to mind.
Yeah.
I as I'm thinking about it, remembering, middle school especially was definitely a time period where I was experimenting with style and stuff. Like I tried jeans for the first time and I was like, maybe this is an option. But I remember two instances. One of them was a fucking like beret or whatever it was. I tried a beret and I bought a beret. And I think I wore it. I think I wore it to school once. Oh, dude.
Dude, was it like a friend's beret, or was it like one of those?
It was like,
I feel like it would actually look good in like the hat that I'm thinking of.
It's not the circular thing with the thing on top, the little dot on top. It's the thing that's like this.
Right. Yeah. I feel like there's a way that you can make that look good.
I agree, but to me,
I feel like that hat looks better on older people.
Yeah. To me, it's just too much associated. It's too much like the fucking oh my god, what's the Milady hat? What's that hat? The fedora. It's too much like a fedora. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It didn't pull off. Then I actually think of two other things. The other thing was an experiment where I was really into flannels, so I got like a checkered flannel pattern shirt, like pants and shirt, and I wore a flannel with a flannel shorts, and that was a disaster. That was so loud. I have a vivid memory of like going to Target one day with my dad.
So it was like
it was like gray and white and black,
completely different colors too.
No, it was matching, which I don't know if that's better or worse.
No, that's better, I think.
Yeah, but I remember one day I have a vivid memory of wearing my checkered, like my flannel, that my white and gray flannel, and then wearing my flannel shorts and walking to Target to buy, I don't know, fucking something. And there was this guy walking out of it who's wearing the same outfit, and we literally stared each other down. And my dad was like, dude, that guy just stared you down. And he had long, greasy hair like me. I was a middle schooler. This man was like 47. He was like 47-year-old. And we had this style stared out at the parking lot as I was walking to Target. He was walking, it's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I've been doing this since 1975.
You're stealing my style, man. Dude, that's hilarious.
What's going on? And then the last style experiment.
It was like, ew. Dude, Jesse, that's the guy that's after you.
What?
Bro, he's after you right now.
That's why I'm so jumpy.
He's tracking you down as we speak.
Oh my god! I would have if anyone walked by my window right now, which is open, I probably would have screamed.
The
last style experiment that I did in middle school was when I got into middle school. So I had long hair in elementary school, very long hair, and then I was like, "Fuck this! This is gay," and I cut it all off. and then in middle school, I had relatively short hair, And then I
Yeah,
tried
it's
like
so weird. We used to say that when we were in middle school.
yeah, me too. I
Isn't
know
that
it was a
wild?
fear. It was a fear, and it
Yeah.
was really real. But I tried spiking my hair. I tried hair gel. I tried doing that, you know, getting it like all cool
Yeah.
because I was obsessed with Psych, and I wanted to look like Sean from Psych with like the spiked hair and
Really?
shit. I was. I
Wow.
was so obsessed with
Wow.
it, and
Wow.
it didn't look good because my hair is not rigid enough
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
that. And then I grew it all out. But hair gel was my last experiment that I can think of. There's many more, but I
I
won't
do hair
comment on it.
gel. It didn't work.
Hair gel
Um.
sucks, dude. Fuck hair gel.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I've had so many. I remember. I remember like I still have them. I collected the shoe called a Janowski for a
Janowski.
while, which is Stefan Janowski, which is
Do you have some still?
I have a lot. that's
I wish you were in your room. You
that's
could
the
just pull
one
them out.
shoe. I know. Yeah, I don't have any down here.
What does it look like? Describe
Well,
it
I
to
have
me.
it looks like a Nike. And
Okay.
it looks like a van, like kind of like
Okay.
a van. It's like a boat shoe.
So it doesn't have like the heely stuff. I don't know what to
Like
call
an
that.
airbag. No.
Okay, yeah. That's what it's
Um,
called. It's called the airbag.
yeah, you talking about like
Like what a
the
Jordan,
airbag.
like a Jordan going
Oh
up that.
no. This is
Okay.
like my favorite type of shoe because it was a skate shoe, but it was
Yeah.
really um thin because a lot of skate shoes and basketball shoes were very thick. They were very like heavy. But
Yeah.
these were yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've seen you wear shit like
Oh
that
yeah, dude.
before.
I have multiple pairs of these. So I
That's a sexy shoe. I like that shoe.
yeah, awesome shoe, very popular shoe. Still to this day. I remember when it came out. It
Mainstream.
came out in like 2011 or something, and I remember that
Which
because I
was
remember
19 years ago.
sure,
20 years
and
ago.
and I remember when it came out. I remember buying them and loving them when I was like 13 or 12, and I got really obsessed with them and I started collecting them. And I
Yeah.
started collecting the different styles and I started because there were a lot of one of my favorite shoes that I have are those shoes, but they were called the Freddy Kruegers because they were
Oh shit.
very limited. And what they did was it was a cream. It was a Janowski, but it was like cream colored. It was made out of a different material. I forget what it was called, but what they did was they took red wine and they splattered red wine on all of the shoes
Yo.
and stained them.
Yo.
So every like shoe, whoever has the Freddy Kruegers, they all look different because they would physically like dump like
Wine.
a glass of wine on them. And they only made
Yo.
a certain amount of them. And I have a pair of those, and I wear those
That's
every once in a
sick.
while. They're expensive and they're rare, so um
Those are
I
a
don't
mantle kind of shoe.
yeah. So I only wear those to like
Those are
events or something.
that's sick.
Super cool. So that's one example. There's another.
That's actually cool though. That's not embarrassing
Yeah,
like middle school
no.
story. That's like
That's
legit
not
like
embarrassing. This is the embarrassing one.
okay, okay.
So that's just an example of there
What you were
were
doing.
these kind of limited kind of run Ganassis that I would buy on eBay, and then you
Yeah.
get, there was like
I,
there was like a floral trilogy of them where there was
yeah.
different floral patterns. I got two of those, and they were cool. And then they made highlighter yellow ones
Oh
that
shit.
were entirely highlighter yellow, like not
Whoa.
the whole thing. Laces. I mean, if you look them up, like highlighter yellow Janoski, it is
I am going to.
it is ridiculous. So I I bought those and they are insane, man. They look. I mean, they look wild.
Those are fucking yellow, dude. If I've ever
Yeah,
seen a
yeah,
yellow
yeah,
shoe,
yeah,
those
yeah.
those are
So
yellow.
I had
Holy
those. I had
cow.
those in my room
Wow.
right now. And so
Wow.
I was in high school and I bought those and I was like, I'm gonna wear those. Not only that am I gonna wear those, I'm gonna wear black pants. I had these black chinos. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna wear a black. I had a black button down. So I went to school in like black. Like think about this. So I had a
Yeah.
black shirt, black pants, and these fucking highlighter
Yellow.
yellow shoes.
Wow.
And it was like the attention that I didn't want. Like
Yeah.
the attention that it was like the attention that like I didn't really know that I didn't want. You know, people thought it was cool, and I definitely got some like, but it was like I felt like a fuck.
Yeah.
I felt like a fucking idiot. But I will say though, that look really cool. If I was going to a club or something, definitely wear those and a gold chain, dude.
Yeah.
I'm getting the
On
lady for sure.
Honestly though, dude, both of those examples that you're talking about are kind of cool. I have to admit, like
In middle school, I was also really obsessed with Converse All Stars.
yeah.
Uh,
I had a
they're
pair of those
well,
actually.
everybody did, everybody
Yeah.
did, and I was really into those. That was like the shoe, like the choice before I found a Janowski. I'm also really into booze nuts, which is another pro skater, but it's a Adidas shoe. I have like
What are
tuggies.
they called? Beesness?
Booze nuts. Dennis Booze nuts.
Oh,
German.
Booznits.
He's a German skateboarder.
I
And
like
he was
that shoe
supposed to like,
too.
yeah, this is
You
I
have
have
all these
tons of
cool
these.
you have all these cool shoes, but do you know if they come in fat foot sizes? I doubt they do.
Yeah, that's the problem with
My foot's almost
I've
as
talked
wide
to you
as it
about this
is
before
long.
because I want like yeah, your foot's really wide and I want you should get like a cool shoe, but it's hard to find.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe when I leave the border, we'll go
You
see
go shoe
something and
shopping
find
with
me
me.
a cool shoe.
I swear to God, it's going to be a fucking night. Honestly,
Because
it
you know
might
what
not
you
be
gotta
that
do
hard.
is you gotta find a shoe
Yeah.
that is super comfortable, that you love, that will last you forever, and just buy that for the rest of your life.
Actually, this is the craziest thing ever. Eva
Yeah.
found that shoe for me at a thrift store for $10.
Uh-huh.
That shoe is a vegan flat foot, like
Oh my
barefoot
gosh.
shoe that she found at a thrift store, and it's fit me better than any other shoe, and it retails for $160. And I found
Wow.
it at a
Really?
thrift store
Damn.
for $10.
Wow. That's
And
awesome.
I'm gonna buy it for $160 when
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
break because it
Yeah.
is the best shoe I've
Yeah,
ever
that's
worn in
awesome.
my life.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah, dude, good shoes are very
Everything,
important,
man.
man.
They're
Because
everything.
you just wear them all the time, man. But also for me, like I was so into them because I, when you skateboard and you definitely skateboard like the way I was doing in middle
Yeah.
school,
You
doing
fuck up your
crystals,
shoes,
you fuck
dude.
them up,
Yeah.
fuck them up all
Yeah.
the time. And so I was constantly buying them, and like it was nice that at some point where you're just like, I'll rip up a pair of golf shoes and I just know exactly what I want, like what
Yeah.
size, and just go in, buy them, get out.
Yeah.
Because I would buy like I would have to get a new pair maybe every 2 months, maybe.
Yeah.
Like either the
Wow, that's
over, and I
crazy.
like them because they were cheap. They're not cheap cheap. They're like maybe like $70 or something,
Yeah.
but they are really well made. And
I
they
mean,
look
that's how
to
much you would
wear.
spend
I would
on like
pick
any shoe.
also, I picked a shoe that I could wear, like I would pick shoes that I could wear, that look cool but also are very practical.
Yeah.
Um, I also love basketball, and I love Jordans, and I love that side of it too. But I don't. I only have a couple pair of Jordans, only because they're really expensive,
Yeah.
and like I have Jordan ones that are really, really comfortable. But I have Jordan fives that are like Jordan fives would fit you. They're really thick. But
Yeah.
they're like they're a little nuts. They're they're like they don't look. They look good on like people like my buddy, one of my buddies, Max. They look good on him. He's a bigger guy.
Yeah.
It's a big shoe. I'm like skinny as fuck, you know.
So yeah, it looks like
And
you're
so
wearing
it looks
cartoon
kind of
shoes.
corny. Yeah, it looks like I'm wearing like clown shoes or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, dude, high school fucking mishaps of clothing. But you gotta try it, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
I got those pair of overalls. I still wear them, man.
Yeah, but I mean, the mindset. I was thinking about this. The
Gotta
mindset that
take the risk.
changes between you always want to like push stuff, but what the great thing about the middle school thing was is that you get over your fear of trying things because now like I just don't give a shit at all.
Right.
Like I go to grocery store in sweatpants and like whatever the fuck
Especially
is on
during
top.
the
I don't
pandemic,
care.
you know?
Yeah.
I don't care. Yeah.
And I
The
remember
only
in
reason
college.
the only way I care is like I don't know, I'm making a first impression or something, you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't really want to wear
Like
you know,
maybe a job
obviously.
interview. I don't know. Like with a date, would I dress up? I don't know. Like I would make sure there's no like fucking food on my clothes.
What's the definition of dressing up? I mean, I'm not gonna wear a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be weird to wear a suit to like Panera for like a Tinder date.
You know, looking like you're put together. You know,
yeah.
Wake up and.
I think the only criteria for like formal occasion should be that you don't smell like shit. There's no food on your clothes and your breath smells okay. And anything else, everything else is fine. Whatever you care. I don't give a shit what else you do. You know, and your dick's not out. Keep your dick inside. Vaginas are free pass.
Guys, advice of the week.
Keep
your dick in your pants, you know.
Keep it in there, dude. Keep it in there.
I'm not gonna mention his name, but we knew somebody in college that literally would just. This is like unacceptable to me. Also, keep your pants on. You know, I mean, this kid, his pants just kept falling down. Like he wouldn't wear. Like I'm like, bro, like you like look. Also, like tie your shoe. Wear the correct shoe on either foot. Don't wear one shoe on one foot and then the other shoe on the other foot. You just don't look disheveled. You know, you just it's because like right now, like I look kind of like I'm just relaxing or sweatshirt in the cardigan, but like I'm put together. You don't want to look not put together. Like you don't want to look like this. This sweatshirt has a big old hole in the nipple.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you're wearing, as long as you're presenting yourself like I get up and I take care of my body.
Yeah,
that's good. You know, doesn't matter what you're wearing.
Yeah.
Totally
I think.
Breath smells good. Smell good.
Smell good. Be good. So should we? How long have we been talking? Wow, we've been talking for an hour. We should talk about Waterman. You ready to talk about Waterman?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay. Well, I have an event planned. I thought of this.
Yeah.
Mere seconds ago.
Uh-huh.
You ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna go. This will only work for video people. So if you're a podcast, bring your expectations way down. But if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on an audio format, go to YouTube so you can experience this transition. Okay, I'll give you 3 seconds. Are you ready? Alex, don't say anything for 3 seconds. I'll count. Actually, we'll count in our head. Are you ready? Count to 3 in your head. Okay, go. Okay, I'm assuming you're all back, and now you're on YouTube in a video format. Are you ready for this transition into Waterman? Here we go. Yeah, it's blue.
Wow,
we're underwater.
Wow, wow.
We're underwater.
Wow.
Oh, how do we?
Aquaman. I'm gonna get a hard lemonade.
Okay. Oh, I'm chilling here with just you. You're looking great tonight. I don't know if that's okay for me to tell you that, but I did. I just felt like I needed to tell you that. You're looking great tonight.
All right. This episode is brought to you by Bud Light and Lights Hard.
Oh, woo!
All right.
Waterman.
Aquaman. So you so you recommended this movie.
Yes, I
I just
did.
want to ask, like, why?
Okay.
Did you like see, have you ever seen this? You never saw this, right?
No, I never saw it when it
Uh-huh.
came out. The specific when did this come out?
2018.
Yeah, so 2 years
End of
ago.
2018.
Basically 2 years ago. It's
Yes.
2021, which
Yeah.
is, but anyway, okay, yeah. So the reason I picked this movie, there's one reason, and it's because Eva wanted to watch it and I thought it was I wasn't reluctant to it at all because I've always wanted to like kind of watch it, but I never had a great reason because it's not the kind of movie that I'd be like, I want to watch a movie tonight. Let me watch Aquaman, the DC movie
Right,
from
yeah.
2018.
Yeah, right.
But this is
Right.
a perfect situation where the podcast is such a perfect platform for me to want to watch Aquaman.
Sure.
And it's a great movie that Eva would want to watch. So that's why
Right.
I wanted to watch it.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Also, I think this ties in well too because you guys aren't aware. Justice League was a movie that
Oh
came
yeah,
out in
yeah.
2016 that, you know, sadly, Zack Snyder, who directed it, his daughter committed suicide, so he wasn't
Really
able to,
horrible.
really horrible, and was not able to finish the film, so Josh Whedon came in and made one of the most bullshit superhero movies I have ever seen in my whole life. And Zack Snyder is kind of getting a redemption, weirdly. In a weird, in a thing that I'm happy for the guy, I'm happy for Zack Snyder that he's actually able to get his vision out there.
Yeah.
Not only his vision out there, but truly get his vision out there because this is a 4 hour. There's a 4 hour director's cut of Justice League about to come out in about a month. Which
That's just like so bananas to me.
very
It's
curious
so
to see it.
bananas.
Like I have no hopes that it's gonna be a good movie, but
No.
I'm interested to see like what his like ideas will be and what I'm happy to see that he's redeeming himself, right?
I
That
feel
he's
like
able to make the movie that he wanted to make.
And the other thing that's cool about this is like I feel like this is a direct thing that it probably wouldn't happen if it wasn't for the pandemic too. Like this wouldn't get like green lighted.
Right.
So it's kind of a cool sort of like pandemic history moment to see. It's just like, hey, during the pandemic, since no one was fucking doing anything, we got a recut of Justice League, which no one really wanted, but we're all still kind of excited about.
It's crazy too because it's not even a recut because the original was an hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
This is 3 hours and 10 minutes longer of a movie, dude.
That's so crazy. Wait, so you're telling
2 hours and 10 minutes.
It's okay, yeah.
2
It's
hours
solid.
and 10 minutes
It's a
longer.
solid 4 hours.
But still, that is wild. Like that is like a different fucking. That's a different thing. This is not a director's cut. This is like a whole, almost a whole other movie. It has to be, right?
Seriously.
2 more hours of footage. Like
that's
I didn't
crazy.
see the trailer. I'm not gonna watch anything. Like I'm kind of like I just kind of want to watch it blind. Like I don't want anything. So, but I know that like Jared Leto is in it as the Joker again, which is fucking weird as fuck. So like
he was only in Suicide Squad, right?
yeah, he wasn't even like mentioned in fucking Justice League. I mean, like, there are certain things that I'm hearing, and what I'm really excited about, just a little side note about that, is one of the most interesting and cool things about Justice League is spoiler. Superman dies at the end of Batman Superman. Um, and one of my favorite Superman arcs in the comics is it's called the Death of Superman. It's a very famous comic book arc, and I was excited for like Justice League to kind of deal with that, and it does. It's definitely the best scene and the coolest scenes of the movie, but like not to the extent that I think they could have, and it seems that this is going to be more like leading to more Superman stuff, which is cool because Superman is awesome, and I want that.
He's a pretty good character.
Yeah, pretty cool. And so so Aquaman. So I saw this movie in theaters.
That's cool.
And I genuinely like. I liked it the first time I saw it, and when I watched it again, I I have a lot to say about this,
Me too.
and I genuinely. It's weird because there's a I have friends who hate this movie, and I have friends who love this movie. And I'm definitely on the side that I actually genuinely enjoy this film
Yeah.
for reasons that this movie's ridiculous,
I think we're on exactly the same
and
page.
I think that James Wan directed this movie, who I'm a big fan of James Wan. I loved a lot of his films. A lot of his films were incredibly influential, and I saw them at a time that
Can
like it's
you
yeah,
list a couple of his films?
Insidious, the Conjuring films, Conjuring 1 and 2, Saw, the original
Yeah.
Saw, which is fucking fantastic.
Is
Go
this
to
his
see the
first
original Saw.
non-horror movie then?
No, so he also directed Furious 7, which is one of the better Fast and Furious movies. It's a lot
That's
of fun.
funny though.
Yes,
I've
yeah,
never
isn't
seen
that
the
weird?
Furious movies. I have no
Uh,
comment on the Furious
yeah,
movies.
and so I think that what he did with this movie is something that I like. This is what I kind of want superhero movies to be, and especially the DC movies. And I think it's important to give context to like when this movie came out, also, because at the time, DC movies were the laughing stock of the superhero genre because it
Yeah.
was, you had Man of Steel, which was like, I actually like that movie. I have problems with it, but at the end of the day, I do enjoy Man of Steel. The
Yeah.
Batman v Superman was, again, I don't hate it as much as everybody. I definitely don't like it. Definitely don't think it's good.
It has
Um,
some problems,
has some
namely
problems.
namely Martha.
Namely Martha, namely Lex Luthor, namely fucking Doomsday, namely fucking
Wow, I
a lot
forgot
of things.
Doomsday was in that movie.
Course.
Yeah.
And Suicide Squad was a colossal train wreck. One of the most
Yeah.
fascinating train wrecks to watch. Uh, and then and then Justice League, like I said, hilarious, embarrassingly horrible. So at this point, we had an absolutely terrible track record, and I believe. Oh, Wonder Woman was okay. Wonder Woman was
Yeah.
okay. Wonder Woman was okay.
It was
Um,
liked, I would say. I
yeah,
think it's
I
fair to
liked
say
it.
it was
I liked it.
liked.
I liked it. I like Wonder Woman,
I haven't
and
seen it.
um, and then that was the only that was like the one saving grace. It was like, okay, Wonder Woman was okay. We'll see what these DC movies are. And so Aquaman was like the next film on the docket. And I remember seeing this and feeling such a breath of fresh air because this movie is does not take itself seriously at all. And
Yeah.
there's something that I really appreciate about that because even like the Marvel films, like there's a sense of seriousness to them, to some of them. This movie, dude. I mean, even like the moments that they are trying to be emotional and they are trying to be it's played for like a farce. It's like a soap opera. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
I saw this described as like a Saturday morning cartoon, but with like a $200 million budget. And so I actually have a lot of fun with this movie, and this is the type of thing too that I totally can see somebody being like, I fucking hated that. Like that
Yeah.
is totally okay, man. I happened when I first saw it had an incredible time, like just fun, ridiculous, stupid time watching this, and I had that again. I had some
Yeah.
problems. Obviously, this is not a perfect movie in any stretch of the imagination, but
Yeah.
I think what James Wan did with this movie was incredibly fun and incredibly like genuinely well kind of directed for what this type of movie is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. This
so that's kind of my like first opening thoughts about this.
Yeah, I have a
really
lot.
do like it.
I have a very similar opinion that's sort of like tangentially related to what you're talking about, because my experience of this was I watched it and I loved watching it and it was a blast. But I think it's also, and I enjoyed it till the very end. I wasn't upset about it. But I think that this
It's
movie
really
is
good. Definitely
pretty,
falls off for
yeah.
sure.
Well, I think overall
Well,
this movie,
the egg battle that we'll get to is
yeah.
insane.
But like the whole movie overall is objectively pretty garbage. Like it's a pretty bad film. But
I mean, well, here's my thing about that. It's like, I guess, but like the thing about it to me is that I read it. I see this as like that. It's definitely playing to like some of the like superhero tropes and stuff, and like having some fun with it. And I think
yeah,
there's definitely moments in this that are complete, like some of the dialogue is completely off. Some
yeah.
of the and this movie also doesn't help that it has almost the exact same story as Black Panther that came out earlier in the same year, which doesn't help. It
Yeah.
has very similar.
Well, okay. So like the thing with Aquaman that I also found was really interesting, what as I was watching through it, is that there was a genuinely really good, compelling story buried within a lot of
Yes,
bullshit.
yeah,
That's the thing that I thought was
yeah,
really interesting about Aquaman, as opposed to a lot of other DC, like Batman and v Superman, which I didn't
right.
hate when I
I
watched it.
also, but I believe there. I think about the hero there is also a very like deep rooted in there, a really
Yeah,
fucking good
maybe
story.
Suicide Squad's a good example of something that's just like
Yeah,
shit to the
there's no
core.
story there, no
Yeah, but
story
like, but
there.
like Aquaman, it's just because the thing I thought was really cool about Aquaman is that it's basically a King Arthur fantasy
Yeah,
story,
yeah, right,
but and
yeah,
it's like it's not really set in the superhero world of like the Metropolis and shit. It's set in
yeah, right,
Atlantis underwater for the majority of
yeah,
the
yeah,
movie, which is like really cool and creative. The
right,
problem with it is like there's a lot of glaring horrible problems, is that
of
they
course,
just
yeah,
it just the problem with this movie is that it has zero focus at all, and
yeah,
it
yeah,
it totally destroys any essence of
yes,
flow for
yes,
the story. But
yes.
like if you can kind of piece, because the thing that saves this movie to me is that Jason Momoa, there's not how he pronounces his last name, but
Dude,
it's what
he's
I'm gonna call him every time.
Jason
He's fucking
Momoa.
great.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
great.
he's awesome. Yeah, he's
He's like,
fucking great.
and there's a lot of actors
And
in
what I
here.
love about him, this is a side note about Jason Momoa, is like he is. What I love about him is that he really ties this movie together, because if
Definitely.
he didn't, and it's interesting because like he's not traditionally like this is like the only role that he could really play, probably,
Yeah.
but he doesn't even feel like he's acting. Like he just feels like so natural, and he's having
Yeah.
so much fun in the role, and it's
Yeah.
infectious when you watch it. Like Aquaman, how the character, the way that they took Aquaman is hilarious. It's the only way that you could have taken Aquaman, because
Yeah.
Aquaman is stupid. Let's be honest here. Aquaman is dumb. Like he's a dude in a speedo who can talk to fish. That's bro. Like no, you gotta make him cool somehow. Okay, let's make him like a surfer dude, like a fucking drunk. Who like just like a super dude, rich surfer dude. And I think he plays it so well, and he's
I
so
agree.
fun of this,
Yeah.
so much
I
fun.
think I think you did a great job and you really did tie it together. And even when he had like really garbage lines, he actually made it
You
work
kind of
in a
made it
lot of
work, huh? Yeah.
a lot of
Other
situations.
than Amber Heard, who I think is not good in this movie, who
Who's Amber
plays
Heard? She's
Lyra.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, her character is like, it's not like her character is bad.
They
Like
just didn't.
you
They
need
didn't
that
have
character.
chemistry.
Yeah, that was the problem with a lot
Yeah.
of these things, with was that they really forced the love relationship, and it was really just destructive to the
Yeah.
film
Yeah.
overall. The
Right.
other thing that was such a fuck up. Okay, let me pitch to you what I think Aquaman the story should have been about, because what I thought was ridiculous about this movie was how the first 48 minutes of it was completely like not necessary at all.
Yeah.
The whole setup with like the mom and all of that shit, useless, unnecessary. You know, you didn't have to have, because what you should have started the film where we start with Aquaman, and within 10 minutes we're having the conversation that he has to go and find the trident. That's what the movie's about, you know?
Yeah,
and the whole fact that we spend 40 minutes establishing the mom and the dad is useless. They could have been side characters that were established. You could have still had her in the end where it's revealed.
I guess. I mean, I'm kind of biased, but I actually like I like those scenes a lot. Like that's
Like the
actually
beginning scenes?
yeah, because I think they're really
Why?
cool. Well, because I think that I think I just love the ridiculousness of it, bro.
Okay.
She washes up, bro. I like this movie because I'm not kind of got this movie seriously. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
Fucking.
Oh
Bro,
well, if you're talking about this movie,
is shit, bro. Like this movie's ridiculous. Like this, bro. You're absolutely right. Like, yeah, this doesn't have to happen, but like, she washes up on store. Why? For no reason. And then this lighthouse keeper is like, "Hey, you're cool. I'll save you."
yeah,
And then, well, I mean, it's established. Like, it's kind of needed because we see how
yeah,
like Arthur is born and how he's conceived and where he comes from, and
yeah.
kind of like, and it also is kind of important because like the queen, Nicole Kidman's character being missing is also a big part of the movie.
But
So
like, you could have left that. That could have been like 2 lines of dialogue.
well, I also like that scene. I think one of the most badass action scenes is in the first, like Nicole Kidman like taking out. That scene's awesome. Like that
Yeah.
one take of her just fucking like that scene's really fun.
Well, yeah, you know, you're also bringing up a good point about because I kind of watched this movie from 2 perspectives. I was watching it from one, which was thinking about like how could this movie have actually been good, and then it was watching it because like every single scene was entertaining.
Well,
And
that's the thing that I'm trying. I made a point of this this podcast, is that James Wan did the best he fucking could have, in my opinion, because this story is, it's generic as fuck. It is the dialogue is completely insane. And what I like about this is that it is literally every superhero movie that you've ever seen, but it's done in a way that is visually spectacular. Honestly,
sure,
like
yeah,
visually, this movie is incredible. I mean, like the trunk sequence, the a
yeah,
lot of
that
the
was
CGI,
yeah,
it's incredibly fun to watch. That is what I fucking want. That's what I want to watch in this movie. I want to watch
yeah,
fucking corny ass shit and fucking like dumb one-liners. Bro, there's a moment when Aquaman, probably my favorite scene in the movie is actually in the beginning when we see Aquaman for the first time and we're introduced to the mantis and he like fucking goes into the submarine and he fights those dudes and there's like it's just one liner after one liner and he's fucking like doing like WWE fucking moves.
yeah.
It's ridiculous. And that's what I want. That's what I came to see. I want to not be taken seriously at all.
Yeah.
And
I
so
think
but yeah, you're absolutely right. It doesn't yeah, you don't need it. You don't need it. But I like Nicole Kidman and she's
I,
hot and she's a mermaid lady.
yeah,
Cool.
I think the biggest thing if you want to talk about like this film, I think you have to have multiple, like you have to think about this film from 2 perspectives, where if you want to talk about it like in comparison about like being a good film, so to speak,
Yeah.
like it doesn't work in the same way as like a Marvel film like Guardian of the Galaxy, which doesn't take itself seriously but still creates a compelling story,
Well, yeah.
right?
Well, the thing is that this movie is lacking any emotional,
That's the
pull
problem
or
with it.
content
Yeah,
or
that's the
anything.
problem with it.
I'm more enjoying this because earlier I sent you a video of fucking the Austin Powers classic.
Yeah.
That's how I picture that this movie was written. It's like
Yeah,
I want
but you know,
fucking
but here's my
laser beams on shark fucking heads.
here's my thing. Here's my thing though with this movie that I think is really interesting about it is I think that this could be as compelling as Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy
absolutely.
if it wasn't have been buried in a lot of this poor editing and poor writing structure. It's obvious mostly to me, it's like you just had to cut some shit. You just had to cut like a lot of the beginning, restructure how the beginning was the setup, and cut out Black Mantis. And you're pretty close to having a pretty damn good movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the Black Mantis stuff, though.
Dude, but it's ridiculous. I find the Black Mantis so hilarious because he's ridiculously useless.
I mean, like it's just like another subplot that he's
okay.
Like,
let me
just like he killed his dad, and he's like, all right. Well,
here's the other.
Like, he's also like a vessel. It's like Patrick Wilson's character is using it as a vessel. So fucking, he's not useless.
Well, okay,
he's the fucking guy on the surface world that the Patrick Wilson's character is using.
Yeah, but he was like completely.
Also, the way he dies.
Yeah,
dude, he died. Holy fuck.
Yeah, he really died. But okay, look, okay. I have to take like a split personality with this movie because I loved all the Black Mantis scenes because to me
the actual was fucking really fun.
Yeah, it's always really fun to watch. It really feels like superhero action.
Really well done.
But like, okay, if I'm talking from like a critic of like making a good movie, like all the Black Mantis scenes are like bad and not good. But as watching it, they're hilarious and so fun to watch those things.
That's a weird conundrum to this, though, because to me, like, it's fun to watch. Like that's kind of what you want, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and so okay, yeah. And
I'm not really looking for, like, I'm not really like when I go into Aquaman.
Yeah.
I'm not like, dude. I'm seeing an Aquaman movie.
Yeah.
There is no fucking way in God's green motherfucking earth that I'm gonna walk out of that theater crying. Are you fucking kidding me? This is what I want. I want fucking people riding seahorses, fucking giant crabs, fucking sharks with lasers, and like a story that I can follow, kinda,
Yeah. So okay.
The thing about this is there are moments. I think there are moments in this movie and scenes that completely don't work, and they don't work on any level. They don't work on the fun, corny cheesiness level that I think a lot of this movie does effectively, and I think that's what it was going for. I think this was going for a very cheesy, kind of corny guy, which I thought was really risky and kind of fun to do.
Yeah, I think
have to take into account. This is from the backlog of all of. Think about the DC movies before this. They were all hilariously serious. To the, like, laughably serious to the point where it was like, why are you taking Batman versus Superman like it's like a fucking like drama, like a dark funny drama? And it's like, bro, this is Superman. This is superheroes punching each other. So it was refreshing to see a DC movie that was so.
Well, okay. Here's my opinion of Aquaman too. Is that I think I'm not sure if you're saying this, but my opinion of Aquaman is that it works similarly to The Room. It's obviously not as bad of a train wreck as The Room is.
I think like it's hard to gauge because I feel like that there are. I think like I don't know if this is hilariously. This isn't the thing about that is like I'm not laughing at this is badly made. I'm laughing at how. Because it's not. I mean, there are genuine, like, visually and, like, how the movie, like, moves. And, like, it kind of, it gets me, like, it's fun to watch. Like, I'm engaged. It's, like, fucking, I'm laughing at the story, mostly, that it's so,
Yeah.
like a soap opera.
I think
I'm
I think
laughing in the
that
room because it's just everything is horribly made.
I think
I'm genuinely engaged in the action sequences of this movie. Like
well,
I'm
okay.
genuinely engaged in it.
I think that for me, it was never like a genuinely kind of
I think it's
engaged thing.
it's a little bit of both. Well, the
Yeah,
thing is,
that's a weird thing. I agree with that.
yeah, yeah,
It's a
I
little
don't
bit
know.
of both.
What's hard is I don't know if what the intent was because I think
Yeah.
that
I
to me, like there are too many. There's like moments in this movie, like the one-liners, the fucking. That it was clear to me when I first saw it that James Wan was attempting to make something that felt like a like a cartoon that you would like a Saturday morning cartoon that you watch with
yeah.
Aquaman.
Okay,
So
okay, here's my opinion of it. I think that this film feels like that, like what you just said, and it actually is like it's like cool for being like that, but I think the intentions of this film was to be more like
you're probably
something
right.
of the tone of Infinity War
Probably,
or
yeah,
Guardians of the Galaxy, which was funny but still emotionally poignant. So
yeah,
I think that that's like that, which
probably,
is it's a hard way to place. Like, how do you criticize that? Because I still sort of like you're saying, I enjoyed the cartoony ridiculousness of it, but I
yeah.
don't think it's what you wanted me to feel like.
Sure,
Um,
yeah. I mean, I
that's
feel
kind
the
of
same way, and I think that's kind of what my enjoyment of this movie is.
yeah,
It's a weird, like it's a superhero movie that like I'll genuinely like I'll watch this like again. Like if I like pick a superhero movie, like I'll think about watching Aquaman because
yeah. So you're
it's
right.
so ridiculous. Like it's so, and also there's moments of like the room level comedy in this. Like
I agree.
for
I
example,
agree.
for example,
Yeah.
there is a hilarious scene with Willem Dafoe when he is training uh, the teenage Arthur, who the teenage Arthur in this movie.
All the kid Arthurs are so
Whoa!
fucking bad.
Oh, um, holy shit! And I'm like someone that like doesn't really like
She
criticize.
doesn't love me.
Exactly. Yeah, that. And he also goes, oh, that's a big old fork or something like that. Kind of like wrote this down. Also,
uh,
the moment that when I saw this in theaters, I saw this with my buddy Dylan. And when this happened in the movie, I was looking at him and we were laughing in tears because we were not aware of this or
yeah.
so the worst scene of the movie, worst moment, the worst part when the movie just completely is just like, what the fuck is going on? Is when
Yeah.
they are in the Sahara Desert and they,
Yeah.
they
It just turns into Indiana Jones,
yeah,
dude. Like
what the fuck?
Indiana
But
Jones.
I kind of enjoy that because it's
I do
insane.
too. I do
But
too.
the thing is, like, there's a moment in that where he goes something trident, and the fucking thing, like that was the password that like opened the secret compartment. That's hilarious. But anyway,
Yeah. Oh yeah. What did he
before that,
say?
before that, it plays a Pitbull song. It's actually Africa, like a Africa cover of like featuring Pitbull, and me and Dylan were looking at each other like, bro, what the fuck is going on? You know?
Yeah,
Did you notice that?
dude,
Bro,
that was so funny because you know what?
dude,
I didn't
oh
notice
my
that.
god.
I realized I thought the music was pretty bad in this film
Hilariously
overall,
bad. This is
but
all the worst pop songs you possibly could have picked.
but the funniest thing, I'm so glad you mentioned that because I just remember that when Eva and I were watching the movie last night, we were watching it and that scene came on and it was like, that's Pitbull. Eva said that. It's like, why is Pitbull playing?
Yeah.
It was
And then it
so
was in
funny.
Africa. And then it was Africa by Kodo. You're like, bro, this is two things that I never want to hear again in my life.
It
Fuck
was
Africa. Fuck that song. And major fuck the Pitbull. Jesus Christ.
yeah, that was
Whoever the
unbelievable.
marketing team or whoever
Yeah.
is doing the music should get fired immediately.
Okay.
Their opinion is like, let's get Pitbull. Let's have Pitbull make an original song for the Aquaman soundtrack. You fucking idiot.
Oh
What
my
are you
god.
doing?
I want to.
Oh,
Okay, let me share two of my
dude,
favorite.
that's one of my favorite things. That makes me laugh so hard when it
Here's
comes
two.
in.
Here's two of my favorite moments from the film, which happened to be from the beginning, which I was saying should be cut. Which I still believe, if you want to make a good film, you should cut the beginning. But two of my favorite moments. One of them was a line from Nicole Kidman where she says, "Where I'm from, the sea carries my tears away." One of the hilarious. And the other thing, dude,
like that.
did you notice that this movie has the best dog acting of any movie I've ever seen in my life? Do you? I was astounded, literally astounded. Let me break down the shot. You probably will remember this. When Nicole Kidman wakes up after being picked up by the fisherman, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
she's on the couch and she's looking at this dog, which is in the foreground, and Nicole Kidman is the main subject of the shot. And the dog is screen right and is in an armchair. It's a puppy and its head is down.
Yeah.
And this dog somehow is able to do it, is acting where Nicole Kidman gets up, looks at the dog, and then like kind of reacts. And the dog mirrors Nicole Kidman and then like looks away. And it's like there's no I don't know how they were able to angle some kind of trainer to get that eye line to work, because the dog was obviously looking at Nicole Kidman. It's like it's possible that dog was CGI. I don't know how I was blown away. I had to watch that a couple of times because I was blown away by how well they had trained. And it's a puppy. How do you train a puppy to do that shit? Right? That was crazy.
Yeah, that was cute.
I was genuinely blown away by how much work went into getting that dog to fucking do that. Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine the amount of takes? It is on par with the takes that were done in Stuart Little to get the cat to do the take. Honestly, that was more impressive than the Stuart Little cat takes, which I think was the best example of animal acting that I have seen in a movie. But this was better. That was a great shot. Yeah. And I thought that was hilarious how well that was done.
Also, something that one of my favorite scenes, like this, there's a lot of similarities to this in Black Panther, like in terms of the story. You know, you're not king, I'm king. And then the brothers, the brothers fight for the throne.
I think that's true, but it's like if you want to, I just feel like that's such an iconic story. Is it really fair to say that Black Panther did it first?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's a superhero movie that came out the same year. So I'm just saying that, like, it doesn't, like, help. That, like, Black Panther was, like, the most recent example that I can think of. That story's been, movies forever.
Yeah.
But another similarity to that movie specifically is there's a fight scene between the two brothers in a ring that people are watching. It's like and so that scene in this movie, dude, like when I kept watching that, I was laughing so hard because I was like, the people that are there, why are you there? This is not safe. Like, these people are throwing each other. Like, these people are going to die. Like, this is not safe at all. And then there's a moment where the fire comes, like, it's like a ring of fire.
Yeah.
And Aquaman goes, he walks in and he goes, all right, let's go big old ring of fire. What? That's like an example of like Jason Momoa being like fucking awesome in this movie, because he just goes, it's just a big old ring of fire. It's like, bro, this is insane. This is ridiculous. Like, it's just so like not serious at all. Like, he's about to fight his brother to possibly to the death for the throne, and he goes, "This is a big old ring of fire." Like, dude. So Jason Momoa is super fun in this movie.
That reminds me about, since that was like a water fight, that was one of the things I thought was really cool and also one of the most
How they
hysterically
fighting with
bad.
fire?
What?
How they fighting with a ring of fire around them?
Well, there's like fire underwater.
What? How?
Yeah. Well, like Eva, hold on. Is this true? Eva. Eva. Like lava, there can be like lava. Hold on. Let's look this up. I'm pretty
Well,
sure there can be.
lava.
That's what that was. It was like, it wasn't like fire. It was like lava.
Fire is absolutely possible to exist underwater. Oh, well,
Yeah,
I don't
fire's crazy. You can do crazy shit. But I want to talk about the fact of like what they do with everyone being underwater in this movie. Because on one hand, you got like Spider-Man capabilities of placing your characters anywhere in space, and it really enhances the composition throughout this film because of like the angles you could get. I really like that a lot, which like sort of like how you could experience the environment. I genuinely think that was an incredibly innovative aspect
Atlantis is
about
pretty
this film.
cool.
It looks sweet. The CGI is really beautiful. I love the CGI and the Trent
Really well
scene.
done.
You're right. Like that
Yeah,
scene where
really
you
good.
see all the things go around and you have that Jaws-esque shot
Awesome.
from like the view of that. That's like that's just cinematically awesome.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
it was really sweet. There's a couple of moments like
James
that.
Wan did a really good job like directing this movie. Like he
Yeah.
really, like because it's just like it because what I like about this is like I kept thinking, I was like, man, I love Marvel movies, but I'll be honest, man. I'll be straight up honest. Like this movie is visually more impressive than a lot of Marvel movies. I'll be
Yeah.
straight up honest. Like
There's just a couple of shots like that Trent shot, which are just so visually
also,
creative.
there's also like color, and there's vivid
Yeah.
color, and there's like it's very well, like it just feels bright and fun. Some of the
Yeah.
Marvel movies feel so like like just standard in terms of like the look of them. Like there's definitely
Sure.
imperfections in them. Like I'm thinking more specifically the Avengers films. Like for example, like the Endgame final battle, as much as how epic and cool it is, it's like where are they? They're in like a fucking. It looks
Sure.
like a like it doesn't look like a real environment. Like it looks like a green screen fucking. And it's cool because it's you know
Yeah.
but it doesn't look real in the slightest. This
Yeah.
at least has like, I love the Italy sequence. Like that was super fun. Like
Yeah,
that
they have great sets.
set. The Atlantis is really cool. Like what you're saying, that they get these really cool shots.
Or like
With the characters of
the
Atlantis.
ships and stuff even are cool.
Very cool.
Okay, this is a really fascinating point because okay,
I'm
because
not
the
saying
other
that about
thing,
all Marvel movies. Because Guardians
no.
of the Galaxy, for example, obviously
Yeah.
visually beautiful, colorful.
Yeah, but no, but like I 100% agree with you. But the other thing I wanted to comment, like on this, to sort of piggyback on this complementary aspect of these things, I think are genuinely great about Aquaman is the fact of how stupid they look underwater sometimes because they literally will just distort their face to create waves and then like make their hair wavy, and they'll literally they digitally just make them bob. It's just like this is so fucking stupid.
Because it's hard to do that. Like I don't really know.
Yeah, to me,
it's a difficult movie to make, right?
it's like I understand that this. I totally agree with you. That's like it is hard to make that, but obviously this doesn't work, dude.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is shit. You can't do this. Like even if they just made it, it's just like just make this green screen. Don't distort them with the water, and don't make them bounce, dude. Just stick with the hair.
How they change the sound. Like how they.
I like the sound design. I did like the sound design. I thought that was good.
That was cool.
I think what was my point about like the other thing? Because I'm really interested by what you were commenting. Okay, yeah, here's the thing. Because obviously, Endgame works, right, as a film, as a dramatic film, obviously. And this is an interesting point because I agree with you because the sets in Aquaman are more creative than Endgame, and it goes to show how important it is to get that emotional sort of spine to the story, because Endgame still works and has worse sets for a lot of the fight scenes, and Aquaman really doesn't overall. But it has, so that's kind of an interesting thing to talk about what you should focus on.
You know, honestly, like I enjoy Aquaman for very different reasons that I enjoy it. You know, I like Aquaman for the spectacle of it. I'm not watching it for the emotional fucking. Bro, I fucking I cried at the end, man. Like, you know, I got, I'm watching it to see a giant fucking crab and a bunch of fucking people riding seahorses and sharks. That's what I'm here to see. And it did it to me. Because this movie easily could have. What if, imagine if this wasn't fun, like, technically, or like Suicide Squad, where it was like no emotional. It looked like a piece of Suicide Squad. I mean, there's a lot of things that are bad about that, but that movie, man, is one of the ugliest movies I've ever seen. Like, period. You know, but this movie's beautiful to look at. The action's super fun. Imagine if none of that was there. This would be whoa, you know, whoa, baby. But it's not, you know, because it has that kind of fun line, and there's a lot of action in this movie. That's another thing I really. Here's set pieces and a lot of cool action. There's always something kind of going on, which I kind of like, you know, because
I want
so shit that at least I can kind of like, oh shit, this tread scene is awesome, you know.
I agree. I think it's also, it's just because the environment was so stimulating and interesting. Every shot was like, it's like, well, I've never seen this before.
And I really like that James Wan kind of took that approach. You know,
I agree. I do. Like, I really agree.
That's kind of like what I think. For me, this is just me personally. Like this is definitely probably my second favorite DC movie behind the Joker, probably. But like, you know, because it's fun to watch. You know, you can like, you know, fucking like, you know, Suicide Squad is like it's like maddening how like there's like not even an action scene in that movie that is fun to watch, you know? And when you don't even have an action scene in your fucking superhero movie that isn't cool or like exciting.
What are you doing?
You have made a train wreck that no one will ever watch.
Like, the funny thing, one of the things I really liked also was, one of the things that cracked me up about watching Aquaman, and also to me sort of enforced this fact that they had their like structuring and flow all fucked up, is that they didn't know how to transition between scenes without using an explosion. The amount of explosions in this scene is hysterical.
I thought that. So I was like,
like the amount of times that a calm conversation scene will end with like a wall exploding is so frequent, especially in the beginning.
But I love it.
It's really funny.
There's two types of people that will look at that and be like, "Oh, that's what I'm saying." That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand all the flaws, but I kind of love the flaws. Like, I kind of think the flaws make it charming.
Dude, okay. Here's it's actually a really interesting movie to think about, because it's like, I really like, this was a kind of movie that like is like on the sort of objectively bad spectrum, but on the genuine like spectrum. I genuinely liked it, but I think it's objectively bad. But like, and it was also something that I went to sleep kind of thinking about still, which is what I usually think when I think of really good movies. But anyways, one of the things,
you know, it's not forgettable.
It's not forgettable at all. But like,
and honestly, that's what you want. You know, I'd rather have a movie. If I made a movie, I'd rather have a movie who's so really bad or crazy that you have people leaving thinking about it, other than like, I saw this movie, The Little Things, with Denzel Washington. I forgot about that movie in an hour.
Yeah, those movies suck so bad.
I sat down and I was like, and I was playing video games, and I was like, oh yeah, I saw that movie today. Like, I was like, wow, that was bad.
I mean, those suck because it's like even if Aquaman is bad, you know it's not a waste of time. But a movie like The Little Things that you forget immediately, it's just like it's a waste of
I
time.
realized my caveat to what this. So I definitely think that this is obviously bad in the objective sense. But here's what I'll say. To me, Aquaman has spirit. It has passion. Like I kind of sense that there is an attempt to make something fun here. Like there
Yeah,
are that's what kind of draws me to something like The Room, too, where some of these bad movies that they're bad, but you get the sense that there is like a heart to it, that they're
yeah.
trying to make something. This
I,
one feels like it was made on a conveyor belt, and it doesn't
yeah,
even feel like that there's any creative input or passion behind it. So I think that is one of this movie has soul. It's a weird soul. It's kind of fucked up. It's
yeah.
kind of disgruntled, but at least there's something there that is like attempting to make something kind of fun and enjoyable.
I sort of I sideways agree with that, but I don't agree with necessarily not like I don't disagree with this, but I can't quite commit to agreeing with saying that this has like a soul and passion. But how I would re-describe what you just said is I think what's interesting about it is that this is so different than anything I've ever seen, and that makes it really
In a
refreshing to
superhero
me.
movie, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just so different and its own
Well,
thing
right.
that
And it's
I
like, well,
really
that's what I'm
like it.
saying. It's like I'm saying the same thing. I mean,
Yeah. Well, what I
it's the
when I
same
think
thing. It's trying to stand out. It's
what
trying.
what what I think when you say something like soul, what I'm imagining is something like a vision of something that's trying to create. And I think what something like this or The Room was trying to create something where it was an attempt to create something like Infinity War or like a Martin Scorsese film that is
Yeah.
like direct like intimately emotionally poignant, and it fell flat. But instead of like just being shit, it transformed and turned into something else
Yeah.
valuable.
Yeah. Right.
And it's like so it's that kind of thing. So it's like I don't disagree with you that saying it has like a heart or soul, but I think it's not like the same kind of heart or soul that like some kind of like auteur
Oh no,
passion
of
kind of
course
has.
not. I'm
But
not
like,
saying that either. I'm
yeah,
just saying that there's like no, you fuck no, no. I'm
that's
saying
just that's I think that's
in the
just what's
context
associated
of
with
a
those kind of
fucking
words.
Warner Brother superhero movie,
Yeah,
like that's like at least there are so few superhero movies that attempt to do something like this, and like I like that it's just insane, man. There's not a lot of movies that will be like, hey, people riding sharks, yeah, why not? And
yeah,
and I don't know, man. There's just something I don't know what it is. I just when I watch this, I just feel like that. I don't know. There's like it's just like I don't know. It's just I'm just kind of comparing it to the other DC movies that are so drab. Even Joker, which I like, but it's so like drab. It's just so like
yeah.
yeah, you really like Martin Scorsese, man. You really do. I totally Martin Scorsese's cool. Come on, guy.
Yeah, I
And
think
I
the
like
thing,
that movie, but
yeah.
like this is just like like nothing really like this. I
Yeah.
can't
Oh,
really compare it to another superhero
I
movie.
guess okay, like I guess also one of the things that I'm kind of thinking is that I think that the good of this movie, I hesitate to credit the people who made it because I think the people who made it failed at creating what they wanted to create. But the thing that they ended up creating somehow through some dramatic like event of the universe like is full of life still,
Yeah.
besides being sort of like so far
Well, I
away
mean,
from what they
like,
were shooting for.
I don't know. I mean, like, it's not like they make this in like a month and they just put it out. I mean, they
No.
spent years and years and like a couple of years working on it. So I would hope that they know what they made and know what they kind of put out to the world. So I
Yeah.
definitely think that they know what they're making.
But there's always that thing in, like, you remember that film that we watched in film school that was like an adaptation of like the Philip K. Dick movie, that was like the two people in bed and one person, and it was just like, it was just one person just rolled over and was like, Mark, are you asleep? You remember
oh
that?
yeah,
I bring
yeah,
that up because Mark mentioned that one of our teachers, who he was just talking about this, is this idea of like intentions of what you intended to do, because
yeah,
in a way that
right.
film really worked because it was so hysterical and it got emotion around it, but the
But was
guy
that the
wanted it,
intent?
it
Yeah,
was not the
right,
intent. I
right.
kind of feel like this movie is like that. I might be wrong. Like, I might really
Yeah,
be fucking
I
wrong,
mean,
but I feel like it was
for
like that.
me, I I don't know because there's moments in this that feel so on the nose corny that I
Yeah.
have a
I
hard
think it
time
was supposed to
believing.
I think it was
You know what
supposed
I
to be
mean?
funny. I think it was supposed to be
There's
funny.
a part, bro, where when Aquaman is introduced in that subway scene, where
Yeah.
he walks through the smoke and there's like that, like 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 horrible slow mo, like as he walks through the,
Yeah.
you know,
See,
like that's such an intentionally like
okay, but to
ridiculous
me
moment.
that was their attempt of doing something like the opening scene of Guardians of the Galaxy, which was
Maybe that's
like,
the thing. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I'm kind of getting to get it out that they're trying to do something like that.
Yeah.
But and I think like also
That
the
slow
way
that slow mo shot was
that they
absolutely hilarious, by the way.
yeah
I just want to
yeah
like double down on that. I
yeah
was I
so
was like, my sides were splitting when they
yeah
just throw that in
so
there.
funny
It
yeah
was
hilarious
incredible.
man. Um and so but I think that it works in that way because like it's supposed to be like even if it's not supposed to be funny, it's still like kind of works because like what else
Yeah.
do you want to be like? Yeah, like there's not a lot of like. When do you watch a superhero movie and that happens? You're like, yeah, like there's not a lot. I don't know, man.
Well, I think what
This
ultimately,
was badass. Fuck
yeah,
yeah, bro.
I think what you're going back to what you're saying at the end of the day, that like regardless of what this movie was trying to be or should have been or
Yeah,
could have been, at the end of the day we got this, and it's really fun to watch.
yeah,
And
exactly.
so,
So
and
it
this is the
doesn't
only thing we
really
get to
matter.
work with. So
Yeah,
it will
and
yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
yeah,
You're right. It doesn't matter.
because at the end of the day, when they put it out, it's like the artists know, you know, they don't have a caption to this movie. It's out there, you know. It's, the audience is gonna do with it what they please, you know.
Yeah.
And what I'm gonna do with it is crack a couple beers, fucking sit down, fucking watch an insane movie that is just balls to the wall with special effects, like corny action,
Yeah.
corny fucking one liners. This really reminds me. This is like the superhero version of like a Schwarzenegger 90s corn fest. You know, like this is kind of
Yeah.
the equivalent to that. Like this to me kind of feels like in the superhero genre, this outlier of like this. It just feels like this movie was made in the 90s. Like it just feels like it has that vibe where it's just like so uh like just so like looking at the camera like every fucking second
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
Like and so that's just how I view it. But so I enjoy it in that way. And I'm genuinely like I know that they're making Aquaman too, and I'm kind
They
of
they are?
I think
Wow,
so.
that's interesting. Is it James Wan again?
Yes, I think
I'm
so.
interested.
And
I'm very
I'm
interested.
interested in that. I'm genuinely interested in that because I think that Atlanta what they should have got right, they got right, right? Where
Yeah.
Aquaman is cool, he's badass, I like him, you know. Atlantis, cool as shit. I want to see more of Atlantis, you know. Special effects, cool. The world that they created is cool. That's kind of what you needed to get right, right? To
Yeah.
create this franchise, you know? So who knows? Maybe Aquaman 2 might actually be a good movie. Who knows? It
Yeah.
might be like wow, that was actually maybe Aquaman 2 will be more easier to pinpoint that, okay, this was clearly a a fun, like just an attempt at making a fun film, and the story was lean, where it's just more clear what the intention was. But this is not, obviously, from our conversation, it is not clear what the intention of this movie is.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
at the end of the
yeah,
day, I still enjoy this movie. I think it's super fun with its flaws. I has a lot of flaws, and I enjoy those flaws. And like, when I can totally, totally see someone being like, I fucking hated it. I got one of my best friends watched this and fucking hated this movie. Like, was like,
yeah.
that is one of the worst things I've ever seen. And I completely, totally understand it, because it's the type of thing where it depends on the type of person that you are, and the type
Yeah,
of person that the type of superhero movie that you want to see. And I tend to lean towards the Guardians, the Deadpools, the things that kind of take it not so seriously and kind of just have fun with it. And I
yeah,
don't think this movie is as good as those two movies. I think the story is completely too convoluted
yeah.
to work in that way, though. But I still think it's fun, you know?
I think, okay, here's the other thing. Maybe a closing thought, but you might have some more thoughts about after I say this, because this is something that you were sort of tacking on to, is that my compulsion is to try to fix this movie because I want to write stories. I want to
Yeah,
try to do better at it. So
right.
I'm trying to say, how would I fix this? But the question then would be,
if I was a writer, I would have so little interest in making a movie like this. So,
yeah,
like, I'm not even, I never think like that when I watch a superhero movie, except
I
maybe
think I
Spider-Man.
I only think like that.
Yeah,
That's
no.
literally the only way I have no choice but to let my brain run that way.
Yeah.
And but the question is, with this film, which we kind of sort of touched on a little bit along this line, is that I think that there is a genuine way to construct this. There's a story for this, obviously, and it's sort of just shabbled together in a rather chaotic manner. And I think you
Very
could sort
chaotic.
of restructure it to be more linear and function and lean and just cut out a lot of the
Yeah.
bullshit. But
Yeah.
then the question turns into, is that would that film be better, or would it just turn into another generic superhero flick
Right.
that wouldn't have the same kind of like charm and ridiculousness
Exactly. Yeah.
that
Right.
this like
Yeah.
shabbled together piece of whatever it is?
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
like, it's like honestly at the end of the day, what you were kind of saying this is that like I want to try to fix it just to see what it would look like, but I kind of believe now, as I'm thinking about it, that I wouldn't like that movie as much as I like this piece of shit.
Yeah.
Quotation
Because
marks.
it's just one of those things that, to me, this is almost a perfect accident, where it's
Yeah, that's a great way to describe this movie.
oh shit, like, okay, this obviously shouldn't work, but it weirdly does, and it's just weird, you know.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that has to do with, like what we were saying, is like kind of the insane pace that this movie goes
Yeah.
at.
Well, it's just
Or-
like it's full of so all of the mistakes are so enjoyable. They're
Yeah,
so
and it's
enjoyable.
not there's not distracting mistakes,
Yeah.
and like it's
Well,
kind of
because it's not like frustrating like a movie where you want it to get back on track, where there's like a moment of
yeah,
badness and you just want to
yeah,
get back on. It's because
right.
like it's this movie's never on track from the
No,
beginning. It's like where the fuck
yeah,
are we
exactly.
going
Never on track. Never on track. Yeah.
until the very end, and somehow it still
Bro,
ends, and you're just
how
like,
about
okay,
how about the end where this shit, I remember seeing this in theaters. Another moment, like looking at money and like being like, what are we watching? When they go in the trunks and they just see this portal,
yeah, yeah. What
and they
the
just
fuck
go
is
in a
that?
portal, and it was the center of the world. There's
Yeah.
fucking dinosaurs and shit.
It just turns into the
Bro,
journey
what?
of the center of the earth.
Dude, like that, but
That's a
like
great
what we just
point.
said, that makes no sense in the context of the movie, but it's ridiculous, and I kind of love it because he goes in a portal and there's dinosaurs. Like what? Like it's perfectly insane that like I'm like, okay, cool.
I also like the reason for like Aquaman going to Atlantis, where they set it up and they have that conversation, and they're like, she's trying to convince him, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. There's no way in the world that I'm gonna do it. And they just have a scene where Mara then saves her dad. It's just like, I'm gonna do it now. I'm just gonna go now.
Yeah. Also, like, I will say though, this is genuine. You know, there's a lot of scenes in superhero movies where they get their suit for the first time.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones.
This was honestly, I agree with you 100%. It was kind of fucking sick. It really hit me. It hit me out of left field.
We like Aquaman. You know, that's the thing that's genuinely kind of good about this Aquaman. You know, he's very fun and great. So when he gets when he's in his Aquaman outfit, you're like, yeah, man. And then that whole battle scene at the end is insane and fucking hilarious. When the giant crab comes out and he's fucking on, dude, like, yes. You know, yes. Because I like that when it's like these giant fucking CGI fuckfests.
Yeah. And you know, it was really
well done fuckfest.
It is
convoluted, garbled. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Fuckfest.
I would love
did a really good job. The CGI artist did a really good job.
I would love to have someone who was more like specialized in like CGI art to like sort of discuss what about this film works so much, because for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just that the technology has improved or I've just adjusted to it, but it just feels so much more tangible than a lot of other CGI shit that I've seen.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like, I don't know. I think they just did a really good job.
Maybe it's because I'm not taking the movie seriously. So like all the other like real actors I'm not taking seriously, the CGI feels more real.
Everything, the tone of it is so, what we're saying is very like playful, and I think like the CGI being kind of it, the look of the movie is very well done. Like actually, like because it's the way that the CGI blends into this world doesn't really feel, and that's all cinematography, that's all, you know, it's very well, like, made in that regard, where it looks really good, and it actually feels tangible, which is hard to do in this day and age. There's not a lot of movies, like that whole Italy sequence was awesome. Like, it actually felt, like, pretty tangible, like her running on the rooftops and it's fun, and like him, like I was like there's just a shot of the guy running through walls and walls and walls, like that was so unnecessary, but I'm glad it was in there. Like,
it's okay. That's a great scene.
Reminded me of
what
was remember that awesome scene of Valerian? Where
they're breaking through the like the different dimensions and stuff. Yeah, I like that. But that scene is really interesting because that was to me, that scene was an instance of where like the what you were trying to communicate was lost in translation in terms of the editing. Because it's just like, and I love the way it's edited because it's so ridiculously hilarious. But it's just like they were trying to they cut to to Jason Momoa right after cutting to the guy breaking through the scenes, and then cut back to, I think, the same exact ass footage of the guy breaking through walls and then like continuing the scenes. And it's so crazy to watch that.
How he killed Mantis, I mean, bro, one of the coolest fucking things.
Throws him off a cliff.
Fucking, well, no, he takes the fucking, like, dude, awesome. Also, like Jason Momoa, he has this, like, another thing that I love about him is he has such a fantastic physicality about him.
Yeah.
And like the way that he, like, I believe it.
I agree.
I believe that he's punching those dudes as hard as he can.
And also he's built like a superhero. So like seeing him do all of that like unbelievable superhuman shit.
There's something to that, his acting though, because like
I agree.
A
No,
lot
I
of
100% agree.
like Chris Evans is a horrible example. I was just saying, like he's awesome in Captain America, obviously. But there's some, superheroes with their belt, but you don't believe it. You don't believe that he's like doing that. But like Jason
That's a really
Momoa,
good
the
point.
way that he like moves, it's super like it doesn't feel it feels effortless and it feels very like I don't know, just real. The way they choreograph the fights is
I
like
agree.
very visceral,
I think that they
really
did
fun.
it. I wish that they edited some of the scenes a little bit less chaotically, like left a little
Yeah.
bit of wide shots
Not so
more
much Jason
because
Bourne shit.
yeah, because there was a lot of sort of
Yeah, I would agree with
obstructing
that.
of action through editing. But I actually really agree with you that like our man Jason Momoa's performances like was some of the best like super believable superhero shit because it was in that perfect like sweet spot between
Yeah.
realistic and exaggerated. It
Yes.
wasn't too
Yeah.
exaggerated,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
wasn't like I'm trying to do this in like real time. So it's like his punches felt
You
really
have
real. It felt like I
yeah.
feel like, oh, you can actually lift that. I believe that you could lift that.
Yeah,
I really
right.
agree with that. I
I
like
also like the my favorite moment too is in that initial sequence when he's fighting those dudes in the subway
yeah.
in the subway dude the fucking the guy shoots a grenade launcher at him and it
yeah.
like slow mo. That shot was awesome. And it like
Yeah.
goes in, it's like holy this guy's strong,
Yeah,
man.
there was a lot of moments.
Took
There's
a
so many
grenade launcher to the chest.
I feel like that whole scene to me, Black Mantis was such a stupid character, and that whole like arc was it. But like within that like sort of that origin scene, there's like these moments like that when he gets shot by the granny and picks up and he's just like, dude, I'm actually compelled
Yeah,
by like that
right,
performance and the fact that they like held on him not getting up and then
right,
getting up. It was like, dude, that
right.
was sick. Wait a
There's
minute.
also a really, really funny moment on that when he's fighting, and one of the dudes just like punches him, like basically like slaps him,
Yeah.
and it's like and then just like just
Yeah, that
like,
was really
that's
funny.
so that's like superhero action that is so ridiculous and fun because it's
Yeah.
like I love it. It's the action. I genuinely I think it's super fun. That kind of really adds really to my enjoyment of this. But
Yeah.
if the action is not fun to watch, this will be basically
Painful.
useless.
It'd
Yeah,
be painful. Yeah, I
yeah.
think okay. So the other thing I want to just mention one more time, is that I was just really astounded by how useless Black Manta was to the whole
He
thing.
ended up being very, very, very useless. Yes, yes.
I was just astounded that they
How
decided to
about that
open the
montage
movie.
sequence?
That was unbelievable. I couldn't believe they added that in there. Oh,
Building the fucking
there's
thing.
one scene with Black Mantis that I thought was actually dope, which was actually one of my favorite visual scene.
Yeah, oh yeah. When he talks
First,
to the
yeah, the when he talks to Orm for
yeah,
the
yeah,
first
yeah.
time. That
Oh
scene
yeah,
was
I think
cool.
he's really good in the movie too. Patrick
He's
Wilson.
another great actor.
Yeah,
He plays Owl Guy in Watchmen. I can't remember the
yeah,
character's
yeah,
name
he
or
plays
whatever.
he's
Oh, he's in Conjuring too.
yeah, he's in all Conjuring movies. And he's great. I love him.
He's
Yeah,
a great actor. He did a
he's
really
also
good
the star
job.
of Insidious. He works with James Wan all the time.
He's
Yeah,
a great actor. I wish I saw him more. And he's just
great.
his character is kind of like just the evil guy,
Yeah,
not really that
yeah,
depthful, but he
yeah.
actually really pulls it off. But I thought
He soaks it. He I like whatever. Like I like performances like this where like you see a really, really good actor like just like relish in being like the villain. Like
yeah,
whenever like one of my favorite examples of that is Kate Blanchett in the Thor movie. I remember like her just
yeah.
being
And Ragnarok, you mean?
in Ragnarok where
Yeah.
she was just like she's in a fucking one of the best actresses in the world, but she was just relishing in being this like evil person. It's so fun to watch. You know?
Yeah. I thought the like I guess going back to that scene where like it's the Black Mantis talking to Orm. I
Yeah.
thought sort of there's two instances where Black
I
Mantis
want
confers with Orm.
Aquaman.
But but like it's the first scene where he talks to Orm is like genuinely fucking epic. I loved that scene. I thought it was visually awesome. Even the action and the conversation between them, I thought worked. It was great.
Yeah.
And then this is a perfect example of what this movie is like, because that was like, wow, that was actually kind of genius. And then the second time they do it is the lamest shit I've ever fucking seen. He appears on a fucking beach.
I like, yeah, and I like how they're like, here's the weapon, landing a weapon, and the gun, like, you put water in it, and it turns into a fucking plasma.
He has like a seashell.
It's like, I mean, like, that's kind of cool, kind of awesome. And then he shoots like a rock, the rock blows up, like, it's a cool gun. You put water in it. Water is ammo, dude. Hell yeah.
And then the Monton Sheets happens correctly after that.
So funny.
Okay, actually, another thing about Black Mantis that I thought was really interesting, and I was actually really quickly impressed with this movie about yeah, it was visceral.
Ouch.
Yeah. But I thought it was really interesting how they presented Aquaman as already being kind of a like almost a bad guy for leaving his dad to dead, and just says like, let the water decide, you know? Right. It's like that scene was stupid, right? But the information it gave us about Aquaman was really interesting, which is like the whole conundrum of this movie. Again, it's just like that put me in a really interesting place as a viewer, but like it was also kind of bad, and I don't really know what to do with this information.
Right. Yeah, weird.
I think we can say that this movie's. Do you want to say it? Are you ready to say it's approved?
I think it's like
yeah. All right, here we go. We have to say it. Make it a stamp it official. Thick and butter approved.
Yeah.
Officially.
I think this movie's really fun.
I do too.
I don't know. Not everyone will like this. Like I said,
no, probably not. You have to like bad movies to like this.
You have to kind of like bad movies, and you also have to there's a lot of movies like this that I genuinely kind of enjoy that are like there's a lot of action movies specifically that are like, for example, Olympus Has Fallen, which is a Die Hard ripoff movie starring Gerald Butler.
Yeah.
I like that movie. Like there's certain Independence Day, there's certain movies that are that have this tone to them that I enjoy. And you have to kind of have I like movies that don't take themselves seriously, but also kind of like the action's kind of fun, and like there's characters that are likable, and like kind of just I don't know. There's a specific type of movie that I'm talking about, but I can't really explain it. No, kind of disposable action movies. Sometimes
absolutely.
I kind of enjoy them.
I 100% know what you mean. I 100% know what you're talking about.
And I'll be honest though, I don't know how much better an Aquaman movie could have been, to be honest, just because Aquaman is pretty fucking lame.
Yeah.
But I think
I would love to see someone like Martin Scorsese try to direct an Aquaman, because I think Martin Scorsese could make it fucking good, but that would never happen in 100 billion years.
Imagine that. Imagine Joker, but it's Aquaman.
But it's Aquaman. Be sick. Underwater mobsters.
Fuck.
Loan sharks are literally sharks.
All right, everybody. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the monsters are fucking, coral.
Dude, it's a crime boss. That's great. Hold on, wait a minute, because it's like the crime boss. There's this scene like in The Godfather where you meet the Godfather for the first time, but the Godfather's a coral, so the scene is all of like his peons reacting to him and being intimidated to him, and you just cut to a coral which doesn't say shit, it's just an inanimate coral, but everyone's acting like it's the Godfather.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a good movie.
Speaking to Aquaman can talk to it telepathically. who's talking to the coral, and then the coral has like subtitles. Yeah, it sounds good. And the seahorse are like the guards. Yeah,
The
that's a
titles
cool
that
movie.
make you an offer you can't refuse. The coral has spoken.
Oh man, I hope Aquaman 2 has a subtitle. You
Yeah,
know, I'm not gonna
dude,
see
it
it if it
has
doesn't have
to.
a subtitle. You know, like it
Just
has to be like.
Aquaman 2.
No, I don't want that. Fuck, you know what? I'm tired of movies having that. I'm tired. Like, give me a subtitle. Make it
Yeah.
like Aquaman, uh, fucking let's fuck up these fish or something. You know?
I would
Like I
watch
want,
that.
you
Dude,
know,
I'd be running to the theater
that's
to
a
watch Let's
disappointing
Fuck
thing
Up
about
These
this
Fish.
movie. Not enough talking to fish.
Yeah.
You know, there's that great moment where, well, no, it wasn't great, but when the kid walks up and he's like, I don't like that. When the shark is, there's not enough moments of him talking to fish. I want
Yeah.
him to like have a conversation with the fish. Like that's
Yeah.
the one thing that could have been really funny. Like him having a conversation with a goldfish in a dentist's office.
I thought yeah, that would have been, dude, honestly, that's actually really true. That could have been really great. But
Like that'll be an Aquaman too.
that's a really funny thing about this movie is that there's a ridiculous amount of exposition and I still have no idea
A
how
hilarious amount.
Atlantis like
A
actually
hilarious
works.
amount.
Yeah.
Hilarious amount.
Um
All right, everybody.
I hope Aquaman 2 is good.
I gotta. I want this too. I want it just as great as this one.
Yeah, man.
Hope it's the exact tone. I don't want it to. I don't honestly. I want it to be like. I don't even want it to be good. Like I'll be frustrated if I go in and it's like genuinely a good movie. I'm like,
Fuck.
man, I want an Aquaman to be like kind of bad and fun to watch.
Where's the
And it's
bullshit?
good. Fuck.
Yeah.
But I gotta pick a movie.
Yeah. What's
So
next?
I think so. This I'm happy that I thought of this. So on the last episode, I think we talked about Refn a little bit. This was funny.
Yeah.
And we haven't talked about a Refn movie yet on this podcast.
No.
And you know, I could pick Drive, I could pick Neon Demon, I could pick, but I want to pick a movie that I think is the most underrated movie, and it's called Bronson, and it
Oh,
stars
cool.
Tom Hardy, and probably my favorite Tom Hardy performance that he's ever given. This movie's fucking cool as shit. Um, so I don't know if this is. I'm pretty sure you can rent it. I didn't really check, but
It
it
was
was
on
on Netflix.
Netflix for
It
a
was on
minute.
Netflix at some point. That's how I originally watched it. But I'm pretty sure you can find it. It's Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I think so. I think that that's going to be more accessible than Naked or Wild at Heart.
Yeah, that's right. Wild at Heart was hard to find. That's kind of weird.
That was really weird.
But yeah, all right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for listening. We love you.
Rate, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, rate, comment, subscribe. Listen to Pandy Winter. If you
Oh yeah,
SoundCloud.
Baja Dave, our very own Thick, released an album on SoundCloud. Go find it on his socials.
If you're a rapper, if you're a singer, record your vocals over it, please. I won't sue you. Just do it. It's all free. I don't fucking care. And yeah, that's on SoundCloud, Baja Dave. I'm working on another one right now. Complete the Pandy trilogy. And after that, I don't know what I'm gonna do. What if I complete the Pandy trilogy and I just stop making music?
That could be a pretty epic, enigmatic story ending.
Baja Dave, who made the most iconic Pandy trilogy of all time, and then he disappeared.
Well, while you're wondering where Baja Dave has gone, and listening to his music in one ear, after reminiscing, listening to Baja Dave in one ear and thinking about where did this man go, and listening to the latest episode of Thick and Butter, which is this one, in the other ear. While you're doing that, multitasking with both ears because we're stereo creatures, then, except for Dave, ironically, then please tell your mother and your papas and your grandmas and your apricots. Turtles are good. Yeah. Apricots, squash, fruit. Tell your fruit. Speak to. Do you know how? Tell your unborn babies about Thick and Butters. Can you imagine how loyal a fan would be if like someone is a Thick and Butter fan and like had an unborn baby and was like playing Thick and Butter like to them, like to this unborn baby? Can you imagine how devout they would be? We could have an army. Okay, this is the plan. If
you're Prego,
if you're Prego, play them Thick and Butter. That's the plan. Actually, I think we want exclusively that audience now. We only want unborn children as our audience because we want them out the chute as passionate fans. That's how you influence society. I'm like super into this idea now. We're gonna reform society by imposing Thick and Butter propaganda onto unborn children. We could change the world, Alex.
We could change the world. All right, love you. See you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.